Good morning, welcome Commissioners Court, regular session, Monday, July 7th. We have a full quorum present, carry certified meeting with probably posted. Please rise for prayer and pledges. Andre?
Father, we humbly bow before you this morning, seeking your presence in this courtroom, that you may guide these gentlemen in the direction that you would have us to go. May they put all their thoughts aside and look to you for guidance. Father, I lift up Miss Patricia's office to you, the auditor's office. Father, I ask, Lord, that you give them the wisdom they need to manage all the requests for the county. Father, I lift EMS to you. I lift all the departments represented to you. Father, that we may do your will, not our will. We love you and thank you. In Jesus' name I pray.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one
of the
nation,
nation.
God, indivisible, with liberty and justice.
Flag.
Pledge allegiance to Texas, one state, under God.
Got one citizen's input?
For budget, if you want it now.
It's the citizens input.
What's time? I
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
have a few notes.
Okay.
Walker County Recorder. So I'm not one to stay quiet when I see something wrong, but I want to take a minute to say something that went right. Last week, I watched the first 2 budget workshops online. I had lots of questions, lots of concerns. I reached out to 3 different commissioners up here. Every single one of them returned my call and took the time to answer my questions, hear my concerns. I did not feel rushed. I did not feel intimidated. And I felt like I was heard. So I want to give a big shout out, Danny Kirkendall, Ronnie White, Bill Doggett. I definitely felt heard and I appreciate your time. You don't know how weird it is to call a public official, an elected person, and have an actual conversation. Got some great answers. Do I think they're gonna vote the way I want them to? No. But I do appreciate it. And 2 of you should not feel left out. I'll be reaching out. I just ran out of time. So some of y'all on the court have been telegraphing that we should expect a tax hike. That needs to be not an option. As everyone up there is aware, the taxpayers are overloaded. Now it's going to go to the legislature. If y'all can't self-govern at the local level, the legislature is going to pick this up. And they're going to handcuff you. And that's going to take decision-making away from us at a local level. Right? Y'all have to figure out what needs to happen to stop the increases. I know that there are those who make the argument that taxes are the price we pay for living in a civilized society. And on some level, I get that. We all want the police, the fire, the ambulance to show up when we call 911. But the perpetual, never-ending increases don't seem to correlate with the amount of civility in our world today, does it? I think what we see is mission creep. If you look back to what the courts were doing 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, the scope of what y'all were funding was much, much smaller. Right? Every problem that comes to the court is not necessarily the court's problem to solve. You're taking on more and more and more that may not be your responsibility. And in some instances, I feel like you're trying to solve one problem and really you're just shifting that burden onto someone else. You didn't actually solve the problem, you just moved the problem and spread it out, right? We have money going out and we don't know what's going to happen to it. When you fund anything that is non-governmental, it is not subject to Texas Open Meetings Act. It is not subject to Freedom of Information Act. We don't know where that money goes, how it gets spent. So please use caution when you're funding non-governmental activities or organizations. That is our money. And it's kind of not fair that we don't get to see how it's spent.
Sure.
Mission Creep is funding things that don't necessarily fall on you by statute. When the conversation came up about not having money for bailiffs, and I did watch that with great interest. And that's a concern, right? Law enforcement is a concern, safety of the courts is a concern. Nobody wants to go into an unsafe courtroom. We have, and I'm not picking on anyone, this is just something that popped into my mind. This county, as cash strapped as we are, managed to fund 2 full-time environmental enforcement officers. Most counties with our budget don't even have 1. How do we have 2? Those were questions that I put to our commissioners. And what came back was, well, they're really, really, really busy with all the septic permits and inspect. Okay, how are other counties handling that? There are 254 counties.
1 minute, Donna.
Thank you. So I pulled the statutes. Our county requires every septic to go through all of this stuff. State gives exemptions for that. Like, it's not required for y'all to do that. But we're spending money, resources, manpower doing these things because some prior court put it in place. It seems like everything prior courts did get baked into the budget. And no one ever goes back and says, why are we doing this? So let's look at what your options are, which is to keep increasing taxes and then let the legislature shackle you. Or make tough decisions now because they need to be made. Thank you for your time. I appreciate this.
Thank you.
Anybody else? I didn't get any more. Okay. Consent agenda contains 30 items.
I didn't see that. I'll make the motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Motion carries. 31, discuss and take action to approve signing of fact CIRA's free AI training. Dan?
All right, there's a new training requirement, county employees. It is for AI, artificial intelligence. Question the quote, the court to give me permission to go ahead and sign up with. They're the regulations are cybersecurity training. It's no cost to county. And the deadline for the training is October 31st of this year. So you gotta get that.
All right.
I guess they're gonna give you all the information that you need to.
There's
This
a
is
form,
training on or what?
the actual training module, it's the same platform that it's already used. It uses the same user. We can update that user list. But it's the exact same, everyone that already taken the cybersecurity training is aware of that platform. So it should be pretty straightforward to get on board. It's just another training module in that system.
So what's the consequences for not doing it?
Any employee that does not take it, technically their account needs to be disabled, then they can't do their job.
Okay,
All right, so the
you
bid,
can disable mine because I'm not gonna take it.
This is another one of them tax deals where it's free for the first 2 years and they just gonna start charging us.
That was my question.
Yeah.
Have you?
It's like the security training we
Right,
did.
well, I don't really have much involvement with how that was set up, but I would assume it'd probably be the same thing.
so the criteria for the other one that we do, the cybersecurity had some specifics in it, like an employee who spends X percentage of his time on the computer has to take it. It's not countywide. Is that gonna be the same for this?
Yes, it should have the same standards if they have an account in email and they spend a certain amount of time on a computer, then they would have to take it.
All right.
All right.
You got done by when, Dan?
October 31st of this year.
Y'all better hurry.
Yeah. Figure it out. Okay.
I'll make the motion to approve.
Second.
Moving second, all in favor, raise your hand.
So that's coming from, we'll get an email or something from Dan on that. Then that's coming out of his office.
Yeah.
Okay.
32, discuss and take action to approve the selection of a new website CMS vendor.
The IT committee, we met, we evaluated 4 different vendors. This last meeting, we did vote. We had 5 votes for Civic Plus, 4 votes for Revise, and 1 vote for GovStack. All the vendors, the websites will link to the county. But it is my recommendation to go with Revise. The features that they have is comparable to the other vendors, and the price is much better.
It's still quite a bit of difference in the money.
Yeah, I didn't get any backup on, y'all get back.
Yeah, it was in another email.
Okay,
It was, I don't remember, Dan, you.
I guess they cut me off because of
The
the
current
cyber
budget
thing.
for the website is $6,500 a month. With Revise, they have a payment plan. You could, if you broke the payments over a 5-month period, it'd be $6,510, so it'd go up $10 per budget year.
Dan, did you say per month, 65 per month?
No, it's per year, I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, that's pretty high. That's pretty high.
My
When
apologies.
it was what, 20,000, if I remember, difference in between you two?
So the difference
Good
with,
difference.
right, so Revise 6510 over a 5-year period, and you get a free redesign at year 5. Civic Plus, year 1 would have been 15,000. That's the implementation and the service. The annual renewal would be 10,000. And that renewal is up, it's subject to a 5% increase. It's called an annual uplift. I don't know when or how often they would do that, if they do it every year automatically, but it is subject to an increase. The 5-year total, if we went with Revise, would be $32,550. If we went with Civic Plus over 5 years, would be $54,995. And that's not including the possible uplift, 5% fee.
All right. Danny, you're on that committee, I guess, right? No, who's on that committee? But nobody from up here is on that committee.
Not that I know.
This I
Shelley and James Ray from up here.
Okay. I don't know. Did we advertise this locally also, or just put it out there in Cyberland, or there's?
We didn't advertise local. I just went with the most widely known government hosting.
And then they're gonna restructure your website.
Yeah, it's gonna be a
Oh, the
complete
website.
redesign.
Yeah.
So it's a new redesign, new system, new backend. The whole thing's gonna be brand new.
Okay.
You go.
Our current-
Revised.
I feel comfortable going with Revise. They have a office down in Conroe, so we can get support. The features, I mean, they're comparable to and meet our needs.
Are we gonna build or redo it on the backside and before we implement it so that what's there is still functional?
Yes, the new site's gonna be up till the end of the year until Core, they got bought out. Core, that the current website will be up until it's gone. Switch over before then. So we'll be spinning up a new website with a new vendor on a different platform. Create the design, move all the content, get it approved. Once we're ready to go live, we'll go live, and then we'll take down the old website.
And user, like, I'm thinking Diana uses that all the time and uploads photo
There'll be some
information
training.
stuff.
And the IT department will assist with any needs of the departments.
So maybe this opens the door for the conversation to us. I haven't brought it up here yet, I guess in about 10 years, but I think our email addresses are ridiculously long. That's co.walker.tx.us.
Correct.
Squeeze that
The
down.
plan is for the website to go and switch over to the new URL, which is walkercountystx.gov. And we can also apply that same to the email. With email, both the website and the email, both URLs will work.
Right.
But it would be a display change where you can convert over to walkercountystx.gov.
All right. I like that one too.
It's gonna be wctx.gov.
No, Walker County spelled out.
Spelled out.
walkercountystx.gov. There were some restrictions on what URLs or what
You have to. have
domains
stuff
you
on
can have with the .gov. You have to have the name spelled out.
Okay.
You could have had Texas spelled out, but we went with TX instead of fully spelling it out.
it. And that kind of matches what the city is. They're Huntsville TX. We'd be
Correct.
Walker County TX. Okay.
I know you had to bring a city in.
I
so.
was gonna say the same thing.
Also, the name of your company is Revive.
Revise, REVISE.
Revise. Okay.
Hold up.
For just FYI, if you do approve going with revise, we do have purchasing who needs to confirm the contract situation, so it would just be, if you are going to vote that way, just make that contingent on purchasing.
Correct. Revised, they had a Texas DIR. They're on Texas DIR, but they did not get an actual out to them for that information. It's pending.
Did you have a vendor ID number? It doesn't show it's active or current, so that's what we're waiting on.
But
Answer from them.
question, since we got 4 different bids, do they typically have to be on Texas DIR? Or
It has to go through the solicitation process correctly, if not on a contract.
I don't know if it does that. It's only less than 7,000 a year, and even in, it would take
Yeah.
8 years, 7 years to go above even 50. We can go all the way to 100. So if this is your guide, as long as he hits your marks, this is our guy, as far as I'm concerned.
Civic Plus was on tips.
tips, correct.
Yeah, that would be it. All right, so I'm gonna make the motion to approve revise, REVISE, ZE, sorry about that, for our website provider. I'm gonna go ahead and put contingent upon purchasing review, because there's a whole lot of other little things to go in there with it. I'm gonna put an amount not to exceed.
It's 6510 over 5 years. If you wanted to break it up. If you do it just on a year by year, it'd be 1427 for the first year, the implementation and the service. And the annual renewal would be 4570. But I just wanted to keep it simple and keep it as close to that 6,500. That's what we currently have budgeted.
All right, I'll put not to exceed 6,500 a year,
Yep.
6510
6510.
at $10.
That works. That's my motion then.
Second.
Moving second, all in favor, raise your hand. Motion carries. 33, receive certified estimate and preliminary calculation. No new revenue tax rate, voter approval tax rate from Walker County Appraisal District. Assessor submits the appraisal roll of certified for the tax unit, showing total appraised assets and taxable value of all properties and the taxable value of all new properties. Texas Code Section 26.04.
That's
A
all.
surprised look on your face.
We were provided the information on the 25th of this month as required by statute. I think the judge received it. I received a copy and Ally received a copy. And in your packet that I handed out today for this meeting, there is
So we received it. 33, so 34, discuss and take action on the status of bailiff operations at the Walker County Courthouse.
I know y'all brought some, good stuff, but I got it before court.
There you go.
So I'll visit with the judges and the constables and everybody. Pleased, where we at on this, Bill?
Just call Graciela. Can I just call you out a little bit on this one over here? We got the email with the summary. You want to come up and kind of summarize what I sent you and then what you did? Because your email had a lot of I talked to. Would you?
Yes, so last week, last Monday, we got the proposed contract for the bailiffing services. My office spoke with Judge Mormon and Judge Sorensen, and then we met with the sheriff as well. Our understanding is that the judges are not appointing bailiffs under their permissive authority government code, which means that's falling back onto the sheriff to make this contract with the constables. He has indicated he is willing to approve that, the 16,500 deal with constables. He signed off on the terms of that agreement on Friday, and so sent that out to everybody on Friday just to review. So I have not met with the constables to see if they have all their willing to sign, but that's where we are right now. So just having people review the revised contract, getting everybody on board to sign.
Constable Barty is here. Like to comment? Would you like to comment?
I did, I received the email that night and, I only speak for me. I haven't spoken to the other guys. But I would assume they would probably be in agreement because it's pretty much what you guys talked about. I was out of town. And I personally I'm in agreement with it. But again, I'm not speaking to them, but I assume because I didn't get a phone call from any of them saying, hey, I don't like that, da, 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 but it's pretty much, it is in line with what, Commissioner Doggett had proposed and worked on and trying to get this to a reasonable agreement so we can move on and, that's all I got.
I did have some, nothing to do with you, Gene. Did have some phone calls over the weekend and Donna kind of brought it up. Some of the public called me was asking to look at like one of the environmental positions in which, you know, my answer is basically, hey, you gotta get Andy to justify whether or not those officers are truly needed down there or not. So, but, you know, I did tell him I'd bring it up in court, kind of doing what, you know, the public asked me to do. And we need to look at all options. I mean,
Yeah.
make sure we're doing the right thing.
I don't like to just pick out an apartment and point at somebody and say, justify that guy or he's gone. We got 375 people out here that would be, that are liable for that. So, on the other hand, I think every department should be able to justify everybody that's in their department and, present us documentation that they're here. I don't know that that's a part of what we talk about right now for this.
I don't either. I mean, honestly, I don't know whether it's today's discussion or not, but I mean, you know, my answer was typically like I tell you, hey, need to get with him, let him see if he can justify it. That they're actually needed or not needed or whatever. And we need to do that throughout the whole county anyway. At some point, you know, y'all need to do that. I'll be gone, but you know, I got 5 months.
But you know,
wonder, by the way, you know, so.
I'll wander a little bit, but you know, we just signed a contract with a company to do an assessment of personnel and fees and structures and a capital improvements plan.
Yeah.
So that personnel evaluation, if given honestly to that person, should give us some information to look at, you know, when it comes back, because I'll be sitting down with every department head saying, you know, who do you have? Why do you need them? And what are you gonna need in a couple of years? Or what are you gonna need in 5 years? And people wise and structure wise. And then I think we'll have some tools from all 375 positions versus like, what about that guy? Like I say,
I've got the same 6 people I had for the last 30 years.
Yeah, true. I've been pretty good. I'm about 5 years now. Same folks. So
I don't
it's,
think Brandon's too far up.
you know,
I said, I don't think Brandon's too far up.
Same number with 22 years I've been in.
Yeah. So, but I mean, to use that as an example, people could point at us, you know, why do you need all those guys you got? Can you guys not give up 3 of them? And how do we how do we march that out?
Well, you give them up, then, you know, somebody suffers consequences on most cases, you know, because.
Somebody picks
You know,
flaps on.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's just kind of one of those things, but.
So I think I defer a lot of personnel stuff until we start getting that back and start looking at that. That's how I would look at it between now and then. So to get back onto this over here, I sent this out last Monday. I received 2 replies, one from the sheriff saying that he was fine with it, and one from our DA's office basically telling us what they had done with it. So I think we are where we need to be based on how we got here. We have something now. And you know, to address some of the comments and questions about it being short term or whatever. Is it a 10-year fix? I think we all agree that it's not. It's not that far in the future. Is it a 5-year fix? Don't know. Could be. Is it a 1 or a 2-year fix? I think it absolutely is a good 1 or 2-year fix, because at the end of the day, I mean, it's basically August 1st. So we would have 60 days, roust up 3 bailiffs and get them upstairs, or start snatching people off the street to put them up there. And I don't think anybody wanted that. So it keeps in place what we have right now. and gives us a stable base moving forward. And actually, I came across a thing last week that the deadline has passed to apply for it, but there are options out there and I think we may have done it here before. It's called a COPS grant. It's a community officer program where you fill out it's a federal grant where you can say, hey, we would like 3 officers. Here's what we're going to do with them. And if you
The
get awarded,
city's doing that. I hate to call that out, but I think I heard that on the radio.
brought up the city, I can't believe that. You're coming
I
around
get down to history.
just in time to quit. You're coming around. So anyway, but basically you get the positions funded and in full in year 1, and then year 2 is a smaller percentage, and I think year 3 is even a smaller percentage, and then year 4 you're on your own. But it's something I think that the spring, I think the cutoff on this application was early July, maybe the 23rd, I think, for part 1. So we've missed it this year, but it does give us enough time to research it. And maybe if they get one, find out how they got there, what kind of language they used. And if we can get something in place, then this time next year, it might all be going away. It might be like, hey, you got awarded them. Here's 3 positions. Let's get this probably where it needs to be, up under the sheriff with enough bailiff positions there. But it allow us to grow into it as the tax base grows, to grow those positions in over a period of time. So
Maybe we should ask Larry. I heard him talking about it. Isn't that something you put on the radio with the city doing it, Larry? Did you do a story on this with the city? Did they do this?
I think so.
I heard it.
Did you hear it? I know I heard
Yeah.
it somewhere. I didn't read it. It couldn't have been you paper guys. It had to be somebody I heard. You know? So,
okay, so I mean, barring any other,
Well, I got some comments.
okay,
So I went back and looked, and I pulled up old YouTube reports. The bailiff, Shane came and asked for deputies. One, because he's too busy, and he quotes, "I'm at the courthouse serving in the district court." So we gave him a bailiff or a deputy. So this is more than just the 16.5. We've already had him come to court. We gave him a bailiff. That's been 2 years worth of him asking for that. I got emails from citizens in the county for John Hook saying Commissioner's Court won't give him a deputy. He needs help. He's too busy with his normal job.
Mhm.
Then I scrolled back through my emails, and starting in June 25th of 2024, I got an email from Constable Central and John Hook saying, "I don't have these papers. I don't have time. Please forward this to County Judge and Commissioner Precinct 1 so they're aware of the situation." So that
who was that from?
Hooks and Constable Central. And these are talking about papers served from Brandy Robertson. So I just scrolled to middle of the 2025. I got 17 emails like that in 1 month. And I get every week that John can't get his work done.
Okay,
So now we done declared this as an extra job. On this contract, stated that they're not constables in that courtroom, but every wording in this contract is constable. And we're giving them an extra job. They got fired from their job. 2 of them at least did, which canceled the contract. We doubled their pay. We hired them back. We had people come in here, one today and one last week, saying, "Don't add to our taxes." And all we did was double the contract because they didn't do a good job. I just have a problem with that's how we handle this when we've already thrown deputies at one of them because his workload's too hard. And the other ones come here, ask for a deputy. He's telling citizens and he's sending emails and he can't get his regular job done, but we're gonna reward them and double their pay.
okay. We've been talking about
So-
this for 4 weeks, and this is the first time you made a comment on it. And we're at
And I
both
sat
times.
down Friday.
Okay, let me finish, I'm gonna finish my conversation here. Your first comment that you've made about this at all is 35 seconds before we make a motion to approve this contract. So I will pause, give us your solution.
I found out last week y'all are just gonna double the pay.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you my concerns
So,
on
so
it.
give me your solution. What is your solution? Tell me your solution because ours is so bad. What is your solution?
I didn't say it's bad. I'm just telling you my concerns on it.
You can't, so don't. What is your solution? Make a motion and we'll vote on it.
I don't have a solution.
So the point of your comments
But
are
it-
what then? Or what? What are you pointing your comment? John Hooks has never stood here and said, give me a contract deputy like Shane. We've offered it to him. We told Shane and John, come ask for it. We'll see we can do it. 10, 20,000 a year is way less than 70. I don't want the kind of deputy Shane has. I want full-time. No, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. I've seen the numbers that Shane's deputy is doing as far as passing out papers. He's serving the hell out of papers on a 3 or 4 days a week or 2 days a week, whatever it is. He's busting his butt out there. So my sympathy for John, this much. He hasn't been here, and I'm not going to call him out. He has not been here asking for what Shane has to make it better. The only option that we could come up with without going to a kick in the head tax rate or cannibalizing another crew, I ain't found anybody in this county that said, go get those deputy constables. That's a great idea. I ain't heard that from nobody.
Found one.
Well, from people in the county, not from up here. I heard from 2 up here. I ain't found a soul out there, not a single soul that said, go get them.
Right.
Yeah, that's not some comments I heard.
Yeah, you
Okay, we're
basically-
just need to go there. We come
Right.
up with a resolution.
So here it is.
That fixes it
So if you got a
for
solution,
now.
say you're welcome to vote no against it. I may lose.
Why? This is it. I didn't tell you that.
But we've been up here 3 weeks trying to come to one, said nothing. So now we're getting ready to vote. It's like I got problems with it. Why didn't you have problems with it 3 weeks ago?
Because
And
3
then-
weeks ago, we didn't have this. All right, we're gonna chunk money at those.
We're always going to chunk money at the situation, no matter how much and how we were going to get there.
Mhm.
The other option was, and you could have done it 3 weeks ago, a motion and a second to go get the deputies. You chose not to. You said, no, let's go have a meeting, see if we can work something out. We worked something out.
And it's fine. Make the motion. I'm just stating on, here it is.
I think it's a chicken way out to not say nothing, and then at the last minute say, hey, that's not what I wanted to do. And I just, and they didn't pay attention because it's,
Bill, I got this contract this morning when I came into the office.
I sent it out.
And you
last-
sent it out last week and said, don't make any corrections or suggestions until Gracie receives it.
I can't help.
And does it.
I can't help the time frame. I can't help the time frame. I sent it out Monday afternoon right after court. I can't help that part.
All right.
Brandon, you got anything?
Ooh.
Well, I mean,
I will make a comment about because I get the emails too. The emails about the civil papers is totally separate from the bailiffing job.
Mhm.
You know, that's a whole nother conversation, honestly.
It is.
But do we pay them for both?
No,
We don't pay anything for bailiffs.
no, we don't pay anything for the civil service, for the paper.
But if they're not being able to do that job,
not being able and not wanting is 2 different worlds. I'm with Danny. If someone wants
That's the world that the voters take over, because that's the
they
world.
want to have that conversation, put an agenda item on it, let's talk about it. That's not what we're talking about today. We're talking about bailiffs today. So if you got another motion, or if anybody up here has another motion to bring up, motion 2, go get the constables, deputies, let's take them away and pay for these bailiffs with that, that's the motion. Put 4/10% on the tax rolls, and let's go hire 3 sheriff's deputies and cross our fingers so we can hire 3 between
That's
October
not-
1st. That's another option. The third option is recognize the workload of the constables like we did and say, you were paid 4 hours a month or a week, whatever my math is in my head. We're going to pay you 8 hours because you're spending so much time between your JP court and serving criminal and serving civil and doing evictions and doing writs and justice courts and stuff like that. We're going to do that. It cost us $33,000 a year to put a Band-Aid on something, to hold on for a year or 2
and
versus,
that's all it's doing is a Band-Aid.
so what is your,
I just.
so what is your
Don't
suggestion?
say it's chicken when
It
what
is.
we're doing is kicking it down the road.
So what
We
is your,
make this
so
statement
don't kick
every
it down the
time.
road. Don't kick it down the road. Give us something to solve it today and we'll vote on it. So all you gotta do is get 2 more people. They might be sitting to your right now. Make your motion.
I haven't had the conversations with the 4 constables.
There's no conversations to have with 4 constables. We worked through a lot of stuff on that meeting. I talked
I'm sure
about
y'all
that.
did.
We worked through a bunch of stuff at that meeting.
At some point, you know, the judges may choose to actually appoint someone with the authority underneath the government code anyway.
But it doesn't sound like
And at
the,
that point, you're gonna have to deal with it in their direction.
it doesn't sound like 2 district judges wanted it because they opted out of signing it.
Well, you know what? When we sat at that meeting and we all stood up, Danny will say this. The commissioner, the constables would say this, the sheriff and the chief deputy will say this. They were on board when we walked out that room. Every single one of them was. They were absolutely on board. We would have sat another hour. If it wasn't going to work out, it wasn't going to work
So
out.
they were on board with this full contract.
I have no idea. I've not heard a peep from them.
Well, that's what you just said that when y'all left.
We left on Thursday. Yes, exactly. They were exactly on board with keeping what we have in place with communication improvements between the constables recognizing they needed to run the courts the way the district judges want it, and the district judges willing to have those communications with the constables. That's what we
And
left.
doubling the pay.
Yeah, and doing that. Yeah, they
And
were,
is this 16.5 flat or is that with benefits?
that is, it goes on their payroll, so it goes with benefits.
So
It was benefits are about 23% for that position there. So right at, we added $33,000 for it. So that would be about another about another 8,000 total. So $42,000 for the whole thing versus close to $250,000 to pay for 3 on the tax rolls or 2 full-time deputies, a part-time deputy, and an entire supplement going away for the other option. So barring a better option, which I am more than happy to listen to.
The only question I have on this is this is annual supplement. Why are we not treating it as a stipend like the different departments stipends? In my mind, a stipend is, here's X amount of money, you take it, use it. Why are we paying benefits on it? Because the 32 just jumped in to 40 now.
We pay benefits on stipends.
We do under like.
All of them.
Yeah, we pay, the FICA and the retirement. So
We paid it on
no matter
the,
which fund is funding it, it does have social security and retirement pay.
Thank you for that answer because I didn't know it. Well, I knew we did. I didn't know why. So there you go. Okay.
I
So
want to say that's all stipends too, right?
Yeah.
Not just the constables, not just the constables.
All stipends.
So,
So in the district clerk, the county clerk, the jail, every place that pays stipends to.
Stipend, I mean, I know we had a big conversation on stipends when we got the money for the DA's office. That it's a stipend whenever the.
Talking about for SB 22 money. Yeah, and we included, benefits in that money that came in. Yeah,
Okay, I'm just making sure.
money that came in is pay plus all the benefits.
Okay.
So y'all didn't pay anything out of pocket on that.
I don't think it's a permanent fix, but
It's not?
it'll move you down the road. and
this
give-
past October,
Yeah, it's gonna give you time to come up with a permanent fix, I guess.
So 16 and a half each, and if you put it in here, we're really talking about $42,564.
That includes the benefits, yes.
Okay,
so 42. So we are paying 22 of that already.
I understand.
Yeah, I mean, you was already paying half of it anyway.
Right. We're paying half already. Yeah. So they've offered, constable said we're willing to give it a shot. Judges said we're willing to give it a shot. Sheriff said I'm willing to defer to the constables. So I think it's best we could hope for right now.
Well, worst case scenario, you know where it falls back regardless anyway, so.
It does. And to be fair, sheriff and the chief deputy have said, whatever the court rules on, and they've said it here, whatever the court rules on, whatever y'all come down, we will take care of our responsibilities. They were hands off the conversation. They're generally pretty much their only answer to every question was, whatever y'all come up with, we're willing to be there for it. The only line they kind of drew in the dirt was, don't split this up. Don't give me some, not the others. And
Well, I'm part of that line too. I mean,
Yeah.
so it's either all or none, you know, I think that's kind of where we was at on it, so. All right, make a motion.
I'm gonna make the motion to approve the bailiff agreement for the district court, Walker County, Texas, agenda item number 34 as presented.
Moving saying, all in favor, raise your hand. All against? Motion passed.
Was against.
35, discuss and take action on renewal of contract with EMS New Waverly ESP2.
Let's, I see you back there hiding, Rachel. Can you just.
Huh?
Yeah.
Come on up here. We might as well just get you in the. This is,
Morning.
our current contract expired. It was like a 5-year annual renewal. It has expired. It's time to renew it. And I think there's a couple things that have come up that we, well, not one's come up, and then another one is just a conversation point that I think, my opinion, that we need to start having. The first one is, well, I'll lead off by saying it's been a good agreement for Walker County. I mean, it's been a good thing to have an ambulance in New Waverly. That's what, I think nobody's going to argue that having a presence in New Waverly is good. We have a question right now on cots and loads systems for those ambulances down there. Let me just defer to you on what's down there, status of the cot.
So they have 2 loads, which is the mechanism that mounts into the floor of the ambulance that helps to. And then they have 1 stretcher. You have to have stretcher loads into the mechanism and it lifts the feet. It does the whole patient load for us. So kind of best practice, like industry standard, to avoid any kind of like liability to the patient or workers' comp injuries, things like that. We don't want to hurt a crew member or patient. So we found out that their stretcher down there is 14 years old. So Stryker's not going to do a preventative maintenance plan on it because it's past the end of its service life, according to Stryker. And then the 2 loads that are down there are respectively 9 and 10 years old. So I've reached out to Stryker. Last spring, when I was asked to find out how much it would be to add them, we had a different rep then. She said probably $500 or $500 for one of the loads, one of the stretchers. But they had a contract in place for paid to Stryker. So that contract ended in December. So there's a miscommunication. I apologize. If we need to get what we can covered, I'm happy to do that. I did get a quote for a new stretcher and a new load system, and our rep reaching out, well, she had to go a little higher up to see if we can even get a maintenance plan on those 2 systems because of their age. So I'm still waiting to hear back from her.
So you can't just keep using it if it functions fine, right?
So you can, what happens is they eventually quit making parts for spirits. They'll eventually, Stryker will quit working on it because it's more of a liability because it's so old. They don't make it anymore. And then if something happens, if that stretcher fails, Stryker's not going to take the liability for that. That's going to be 100% on us for using a piece of equipment that was past the end of its.
You don't have to help me with the liability. So, I mean, if something goes wrong and we've got a maintenance plan, what are we saying?
So if there's a failure with the equipment and we have a maintenance plan and it's being maintained by the manufacturer, they'll take responsibility for that failure, if that makes.
Like fix it, so to speak.
Correct.
But they're not assuming liability if a patient gets hurt.
So if it's due to a failure with the equipment, they will.
Okay.
You already know the answer to that.
I had to try.
Make the rules. Okay. Yes, well, it seems silly if it's still working, that we can something out of this pretty area.
It's kind of like
It's medical.
computers when I first come here was a big deal,
Mhm.
As soon as they went out of warranty, everybody wanted to know computer, and I had issues with that for a long, long time. And still do, honestly.
Reading it's a little different when it's medical.
Yeah.
Okay, so this rolls back to our contract because ownership of the cots and loads is not real clear on, in fact, it's not mentioned at all in the primary contract that was written in 2016. Basically, it's the in 2016 agreement, it was ESD would provide a suitable vehicle, meets all the regulatory and legal standards, preventative maintenance, and repairs, and a radio. And then our obligation was staff, equipment, and supplies required to operate the ambulance in accordance with the guidelines and policies of Walker County EMS. In contract number 2, under number 5, obligation ESD2, it says a reserve truck will have a cotton load system supplied by ESD2. So, I guess I'm using the word there's not very clear over who provides the cotton load system for ESD2 in that ambulance, and
Not the reserve truck.
not the reserve truck. Reserve truck says cotton load system supplied by ESD2, doesn't say it forever. Says what they're going to provide is a cotton load system. I think it's a plain enough sentence that I would interpret it to say, as long as we're giving a reserve truck is going to have a cotton load system attached to it. But I think we need to clarify that, language as to what's the fact that they left truck number 1 completely off of the second contract and didn't mention it in contract number 1 leaves kind of a hole there. So, cost of what would you need for both trucks so we have a good conversation?
One load system and one cot with a maintenance plan, it's $83,868.41.
I don't see no backup on it, Bill. Y'all got any backup on this?
I just brought it like at the end of.
Would you say, Rachel, 83, what?
$83,800.
Yeah. I asked her for that number yesterday on Sunday on as I was catching back up. So that's why y'all don't have backup on that. So I did ask to have that number. I knew we would need it. So, most of the other stuff in here is, it's pretty boilerplate, what we're going to provide, what we're not. I know you're not on their board down there anymore, but do you where is ESD2 on this? Do you know?
ESD2. So I'm gonna go back a little bit to the original contract, and we put that in place. We had one truck. The second contract, I think this was in 19, come about when there was a used vehicle that was available. It was the administration of the EMS at the time. Hey, here's this truck. Great deal. You need to buy it. They said absolutely not. So it was such a good deal that the ESD said, we'll take it and it'll be a reserve. That way when ours goes, gets maintenance or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So it morphed into the commissioner's court, and I was ESD president when we did this. It morphed into to get it on our to get it on the county insurance, that we needed to have it in an agreement. John Neighbors back then, I'm gonna throw him under the bus, but he was absolutely adamant that he did not want that new system, the load system, the striker. And that's how this got on this contract, was because he didn't want to be responsible for it back then. Fast forward, 10 years or 8 years, 6 years, whatever it is. Now we have this same system in every ambulance because it saves on the backs, the loading, the all the stuff. So when this was wrote, that's what it was wrote for. The ESD was going to take care of it because EMS didn't want nothing to do with it. Now the entire system is that way. I think that I read this again. When you say that it doesn't address both of them, it does. It's ESD will provide for respect to each vehicle, and then the number 5
says reserve only.
Huh?
Says reserve only.
Yeah, reserve truck will have that. I think we need to strike that off of there and approve it and move forward, and let the cot be the cot is part of the components. I mean, it's no different than a heart monitor, or other than that, it's part of what you need. This original intent was to supply the truck, the vehicle, because if you remember back in when that come about, is because the EMS was struggling. We were struggling. We have thrown a ton of money through all of our ARPA stuff at it. I mean, you got 2 trucks now that help support the county EMS system. So.
Make a motion, Brandon.
Well, is there anything else you want to discuss in here? Because if I make the motion, it's going to be to keep this in place and strike number 5 off of there.
Did anybody talk to ESD2 about us renewing this? They got any changes?
They don't want to pay for the stretcher or the load
I
system.
got that. But I didn't know if we even include them in this conversation.
I have been talking. Go ahead. Chief's thoughts here.
There he is. I sent him a note that we're coming here, that we're talking about it.
Jacob Slot.
I did call it.
ESD number 2. As y'all know. Yes, we haven't officially put it on our agenda, but I've talked to several board members. It's gonna be on the next agenda. The current contract, as the way it's in place, it's fine. We're not gonna pay for a cot, stretcher. You know, that we'll go down, if we want to go down a history lesson, we can go down there, but I think everybody knows it. I mean, we just don't see our responsibility. We have thrown a ton of money to help EMS and prop up the county EMS system through the taxpayers of ESD2 over the years. We do not feel like that we need to continue to do that. If anything, we need to find an exit strategy, not a further down on the freeway. We need to find an exit. So in saying that, I mean, EMS, y'all done a great job at throwing money since the old administration in getting the EMS up and going. I commend y'all on that. Y'all done a great great job. So, but, and, you know, we put them, when we first bought the first trucks, because the other trucks wouldn't even crank. Right. And so, and I mean, that's the truth. I mean, there's everybody here can attest to that. It's been around a while. So these trucks, and the reserve truck has just been refounded. We just spent $200,000 on it. It's brand new, like brand new. So nobody said anything about a load system when we put it in the brand new truck. Nobody said anything. I just heard about this within the last week or 2.
Yeah,
That's what it was. That's when I heard about it. And frankly, the ESD, we haven't budgeted for that. Don't plan on budgeting for it. I mean, we got tons of other stuff happening in our district that we've got to pay for before we. Actually, the quote I received was $122,000 is what Stryker. I didn't even know. I didn't request a quote, but it was dropped by the station. That's what I got this morning. It was handed to me. They said Stryker dropped this off for you, and it said to get us up to compliance like $122,000. My opinion, I don't throw a vehicle away when it runs out of warranty. Yeah. I did a simple Google search and plenty of refurbished companies and stuff out there. Not that I'm saying to go that direction, but I can tell you, we have to provide it. It's gonna be we're gonna go back to the old manual.
They don't make those anymore.
They're $3,500 on the internet. So.
Maybe on the internet, but they don't,
Right.
they don't make those in some years.
That's where we're at. So I mean, that's what.
I usually pick on Brandon, but you're here today, so.
Come on, baby.
I always look at him and tell him, why don't you just give us the truck?
Man, I will make y'all a package deal. I need to buy a new booster right now. I'll make y'all a package deal. It'll come with
I didn't say no about money, Jacob.
It'd be hard for me to justify to the taxpayers the ESD giving away the trucks. I mean, I'll be honest with you. You know,
I gotta ask, you know.
I mean, he's kind of joking around and you kind of mentioned an exit strategy, but I 100% agree with you that it's in everybody's best interest for the county to, you know, to take, hate to use the word take over, but get those ambulances away from.
I mean, they're built to the spec that y'all currently, I mean, that's what they're all kind of modeled off of. We're all modeled beside each other.
Yeah, that would
So
clarify a lot of stuff on our side because we are buying things to put in somebody else's vehicle, but even though we're leasing it and all that stuff like that. But I would love to have a conversation about what would it take on paper for you guys to say, how can we help you out buy a new tanker?
yeah, it's, that was
I think the ESD
era. We're in a new era that's done a great job. And I mean, y'all thrown a lot of money. We don't run trucks until they die, right? We won't rehash a history lesson, but I mean, the trucks are in great shape.
Yep.
A lot better. The new administration done a lot better at maintaining them, taking care of them. Yep. Therefore, I mean, that was a different era when we had to do that to take care of our citizens. I mean, y'all know that. So that's where we were.
Could we ask you, or could I ask you to visit with your, could y'all board talk about, hey, if we were to work up a price to sell these two ambulances to Walker County, how quick could y'all be able to put that together?
I'm at the next board meeting.
That would be
I
awesome.
can do some. I mean, one of them is basically, like I said, is brand new. I mean,
Right.
What we just got it. I mean, we've got what.
Yeah.
We just, yeah.
That would be
Is
awesome.
that the main truck, the one that this?
It's a reserve. The
reserve.
reserve that we bought from Allen Fire Department back in
2019?
19.
2019. I think a lot of stuff running through my head
I hear you.
since then. But we ran it for a long time, but it got to the end of its life expectancy. You got around 200, a little less than 200,000 miles. And we sent it off to, same like y'all been sending trucks off down to Frazier, completely remounted it, new chassis, completely refurbished the box. I mean, it's a new truck.
Nice.
It's a new truck. And so the other one is whatever, it's a 17, but it was in reserve for a long time because we run the older truck forever. So it's still in really good shape, 100 and something thousand miles on it, but it's still in really good shape. So
Okay.
there you
All
go.
right. So let me ask you to put that on your conversation,
I will put an agenda item on the EST, the next EST.
and then I'm gonna put an agenda item here, whether y'all are done or not, I don't know, but we'll put an agenda item here for our next meeting. Discuss ambulance situation and ES. I appreciate the idea.
Yes. Any other questions?
No, thanks, Jacob.
Thank you.
Okay. Um, I'm honestly not opposed to Brandon's idea, if we got the money there to just clarify that, like you say, just scratch 5 and then
Scratch 5.
then you don't, I mean, be easier for her to manage everything under one umbrella anyway. And if we can do it and get it, we just deduct that off the price of the ambulances that he brings.
I'm gonna enjoy negotiating with you.
Plus mounting it in there since it's something that we don't currently own would be my only question.
No, I don't see where that'd be a problem. I'm speaking for the ESD. As that mounting the load system in there.
Like mounting in it since it's not our truck currently.
No,
No issue. Okay,
I mean, like Stryker, you don't.
Gotta have it.
Minute.
right.
Yeah, no, that, I mean, whatever it is, I mean, no different than y'all mount other medical equipment and stuff in there and in the walls when it's made to use, whatever.
Okay, if we're already doing something like that, then it may be really a quick little interlocal agreement between Walker County and ESD2, just to clarify liability on things. So if
If
we're,
you amend your contract, you've already got,
yeah,
I think you're talking about striking whatever number it was. in
yeah, we're
there.
gonna strike number 5. And
I mean, legal's gonna.
because it says, actually, it's already in there. Yeah, when it says
Regardless.
in the 2019, under our obligations, it is equipment supplies required to operate the 2 ambulances. I think that covers it right there. Okay, that gets me there.
This little line was simply to appease.
All right, so we need $85,000 to outfit those 2 ambulances.
Sounds like it. Well, for the one, we would just need, I think, a load system for the other.
And the
We're
load,
currently have a stretcher in
and the load system is how much? $12, 15, 20.
there.
122 is what I got for all of them.
The load itself on this one is a little over 36,000 and then
Ain't that a
That's where
shame?
Jacob's number comes from.
Ain't that a shame?
I don't know why they're different numbers, but I can get Tyra up and see what it would be just for a load for the other one.
So basically, we're gonna approve this agreement, striking number 5. And y'all work out the details and bring it back to us for the numbers, right? I mean, we don't want to just throw it up in the wind right now.
Yeah, well,
We need to
Yeah.
Talk to Patricia about the numbers.
That's what I was gonna ask her
we're just
next.
doing contract day.
Today's just a contract.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's,
Yeah, we'll need the numbers.
We went from
provided.
like 85 to 120.
right. It's, I mean, I think that truck's coming down the road. We just got to figure out A, where we're gonna find the money at. And then B, have them bring us the cost proposals and then at that number, it is all gonna have to come off a buy board somewhere. If at that number, it's either that or we're gonna have to formal bid it because up there, all right? So
They should have all the,
Probably just need to throw it in. We'll do it with budget workshop.
for
It's
next week,
$100,000.
oh, it's huge, yeah.
So the agenda item is only the.
It's only the
Renewal of the contract.
That's it.
All right,
Just as an FYI, there is sufficient money within the current budget in contingency and transfers within the fund. It could be covered within the current budget.
okay.
If we're talking 125,000 or so. Okay.
My motion is gonna be approve this interlocal agreement, striking the number 5 under ESD 2 will provide. Number 5, we'll strike that off of there and update the dates to reflect the same thing that it were in the names.
I'll second that. I like it.
That contingent with approval from.
Contingent with
DA and
approval from the DA's office.
Contingent upon DA's office.
Andy,
ESD2 approval.
And ESDP, yeah.
all right,
I got a motion.
I second,
Second.
yes.
All in favor, raise your hand. Motion carries. 36, discuss and take action on status of hiring a county engineer.
So who put this on there?
I'll put this on there so we kind of get an update of where we're at. Andy and I wanted the rest of the court to be up with where we're at. A little bit about it. Didn't get a chance to give him a heads up on this, but just need,
Yeah, I didn't either.
just need to have a discussion and see where we're at.
Yeah, for things seem to happen on the weekend.
So, I mean, where we're at is we have this agenda posted, we've had the position posted for several months. We have a few applications we have done, we started interviews last week, first round of interviews. We don't have a huge applicant pool, I'll be honest. I mean, we tried to put it out there when we could think of so if there's anybody have any ideas about getting it out or have any people that may be interested, we're open. We're still taking applications, so if anybody can turn them in. We're doing our best. It is, for clarification, the position is a staff engineer, not county engineer. It's a county engineer will be an appointed position, and the court didn't fund it as a county engineer, funded it staff. Just, I think all the court knows that. I'm just clarifying for any of the public that are here.
Who got on that committee interviewing?
Right now, it's just my department doing the.
I thought we put somebody from up here.
I don't think it's, unless I missed something.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
I thought we did too, but I don't know.
Yeah, I
who it
thought
was.
we put two on here from up here.
I don't remember that. My intent was to try to involve, I mean, I talked to Brandon about potentially involving him when we got to final round of interviews, but I didn't remember that. I may have missed something.
It's been almost a
My whole
year.
life that I missed something, but I don't remember that.
You know, I honestly think we ought to be looking at not a staff engineer, but a county engineer, which is a standalone department and department of its own. I don't know money wise what that would take, but it probably is a direction and the growth that we got going on. We ought to be looking at it, you know, to see truly if that's what we need instead of just a staff engineer.
That'd be a significantly.
Yeah, and I don't know what it would cost. I have no idea, but
Staff engineer was to let Andy kind of cut down on what he does as far as looking at everything, sets of plans and our other engineer. But, you know, I mean, you're talking about a whole different department now, so.
That would be a significant.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be
Probably.
close to probably a $200,000.
I would probably update that posting and change the qualifications and all that if that's what you're looking for.
yeah, I mean, I you know, I mean, I'm leaving pretty quick anyway. I done told y'all the
Yes,
bugs, but
well,
Well,
you know, we're still, I mean, to trade out $200,000, whatever that number is for what we are using right now would be ludicrous, honestly. You have a whole firm that works for you for less than that in a year.
Yeah.
And I don't know, Andy can pull the numbers again. I know you pulled them last year, what we used, our engineer services for, outside service. I mean, you're talking about whole department. You're not talking about just one person, in my opinion. No.
Yeah.
And the day will come,
Yeah.
obviously, that we
Well,
will have to
yeah,
go down that road, but while you've got a contract engineer right now that does anything from A to B, A to Z,
Right.
I'd be looking bad at it anyhow.
yeah, I mean, I think you're gonna get there. I don't think it's gonna be too far down the road, but
I agree with you.
it's a thought, you know, but
Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna help you out on some interview people. You already mentioned Brandon, and I'm gonna throw Ronnie in there to help you interview.
Okay.
He's going out and they ain't gonna be working for him, so he can be tough on him. So, there's two from court and get with them and.
All right.
Anything else?
I can say anything I want to, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why we put you over there. All right,
Last guy told me that.
no action. 37, action was committee. She appointed. 37, public hearing concerning plat number 2022-005, replat of lots 2, 3, and 4, block 5, and therefore subdivision. Time is 10:04. Anyone here to speak up on that?
It's a replat as you read, it's to take as 3 lots of the existing and a reserve, and they replatted into multiple lots along the streets. The plans have been submitted, the plat's been submitted, bond's been submitted.
Only question I have is that little slither right there. Cause we've never done an actual survey on the county line down there, which at this area that's pretty well marked in that area, where the line on the right-hand side of the county, or be the east side of the county comes down, it's marked. What about that little sliver there? What are we gonna do with that? Jacob, you here? Is Legacy here? Or this ain't Legacy, this is Republic.
So just so the court recalls, previously, there was a variance issued on, the fact that this line is not 100% locatable on the ground, with the information everybody has now. So, subject to potential action, because honest with you, on some of our other lines, somebody's 100% exactly where the line's at.
I think the only one located, I'm not mistaken, is the one on the right-hand side.
Eastbound.
At eastbound, right? That's the only one that's been marked.
I don't want to say that, but I know that that's the one that I know has had previous action taken on it. So
Yeah.
there might be some other pieces, other places that they've locked down that I'm not aware of, but yeah, that's the one I know about.
So switching hats here, Jacob Slot, I'll represent the developer today since I'm here. The county line, and I want to speak for Mike I'm just gonna kind of give 1,000-foot overview. Mike did a lot of research, Namkin surveyor, on that line. The line is established where Montgomery, Walker, and San Jacinto County come together as a monument. Found it. The other monument is in Lake Conroe. So that line could shift a few feet. By triangulating and getting it, he believes that to other short of like actually going out in Lake Conroe and doing whatever, we think it's as close as it can be. And that's why we had, I don't remember, this conversation was years ago, but that's why we did not want to do any of the lots like y'all currently have in some other counties where maybe half the property is in, the house is in Montgomery County or the line. I know one on Butler Road, I think the actual line runs through the middle of the road, possibly, so they pay taxes in multiple spots. So long story short, we've split it up to where there shouldn't ever be any houses with that problem. So that little slither right there is, I think it's on lots out of Montgomery County, but it'll be just a little bit. That's kind of the best line that we could establish. So that's where we came up with. So, because there's really no great answer. Yeah. No data.
Yeah, and it was like $180,000 for the county to go in there and survey it out. And didn't get no traction on that.
Yeah,
I understand it.
Yeah, that's a limited return on that.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about a few feet, it could vary.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, maybe like 8 feet, it may, 6 feet or something. It was not much.
Yeah.
So we're not talking about, houses or.
I am disappointed y'all didn't send your dive team out there. At least take a shot at it.
Well, more than likely that it's not even there.
Probably
I
not.
guess when they dug it, that it just, that
Everything went away.
an old bulldozer in the 60s or whatever got it.
There you go.
That would just be, if it was my guys out there, they would have got it.
So it was previously addressed, the previous address was that the court wasn't necessarily accepting the line as displayed because it's not necessarily being presented as 100% accurate. So again, speaking of pushing things down the road, at some point, I feel like the county probably will, both counties will have a greater interest in identifying several of our lines, but right now, the money would have to be spent locating that would be significant.
Yeah.
For a lot of research.
Yeah.
Anything else for public hearing? Almost 10:04 or 10:08. 38, discuss and take action on plans for road and drainage infrastructure for concerning plat number 22-005 replat lots 2, 3, and 4, block 5 of Reserve F of Unit 4 subdivision.
This is plans for staying. You guys have the no objection letter. The plan for staying. The legal plans.
Move to approve.
I'll second it.
Moving second, all in favor, raise your hands. Motion carries. 39, discuss and take action on bond number 0814634 for plat number 2022-005, replat of lots 2, 3, 4, and block 5 and reserve F of Deer Forest subdivision.
No objection to the bond amount. Stephanie, are you online?
Yes.
Yeah, yes, sir, I'm here.
No objection to the bond amount. If you have any questions, she's here to answer those questions. Have to be approved by the commissioners for it's acceptable.
Motion to approve.
I'll second it.
Move to all in favor, raise your hand. Motion carries. 40, discuss and take action on plat for plat number 22-005, replat of lots 2, 3, and 4, block 5 of reserve subdivision.
This is the actual approval. Approval.
I'll second that.
Moved and seconded, all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries. 41, discuss and take action on Vincent and Brittany Selby request for variance to section B 2.2 of the Walker County subdivision regulations regarding lot depth to width ratio, plat number 2026-017, Shelby 15 acre.
So I couldn't figure out a way to get in there on 41 and 52. Plus.
Yeah. 42 will pass. We'll go to 43. Discuss and take action on Comcast of Houston LLC utility installation request UIR 260422-013 for vaults, manholes, handholds, and fiber optics cables along Eucalyptus Road and Caitlin Road and Kaiser Lane.
This is a UIR submittal. Lyle has reviewed it. When a no object on it.
Okay.
Comcast.
But he's actually in precinct 3 now.
I was fixing to make that point. Hey, my baby.
Yeah,
Huh?
Back in precinct.
That's right.
We did. So I'll make the motion to approve agenda item 43 as presented.
You not even gonna fuss at them out there?
Well, they did a good job on my road. I'm living with
I thought they said you hit your septic.
one little sewer line.
Oh, okay. I just want to state that. I got a motion in a second. Oh. Me.
Thank you.
All in favor, raise your right hand.
Y'all got out pretty light.
Carries. Yeah, we're going to budget workshop.
Do you want?
Oh, you got anything to start with? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we'll start with Josh, emergency management.
Got too many books going on.
I didn't bring this in here.
I know who did it.
It's a secret.
Josh,
Accumulating.
man, if you were up here, I'm doing perfect. Not a. Depends on what you're asking for. Let me do that.
This is not a snapshot of our department.
Thank you very much.
This accomplishments on what we're doing. Start going these requests. On those accomplishments, just looking at some of the things we've been doing. We participated in several exercises, with HMH, City of Huntsville, and things like that. Building relationships. You go into the training section, we got some training here. Now we have a certified New World Schoolroom inspector, as well as a public information officer by House Bill 33, the PIO for the county, which is me, certified. So certified PIO for that as well. We've responded and supported several incidents throughout the year. The coordinated 3.7 million. And
Here's my money.
we ask FEMA every 3 days. So Brittany does a good job staying on top of that. Our CERT volunteers, our CERT program, they meet every month and they do a training, whether it's land navigation, accident planning, development, things like that. We've got some stuff in the works for next month. Working with the fire departments, doing some training with them, and some outreach projects as well. So, but I want you to know that
this department is very cognizant of the budget. We are, in respect, whereas those citizens and the budget that we're entrusted with. So I just wanted y'all to know that before we go into these requests.
Before you ask for money, right?
We're asked for money, right? So going in as far as we got up there,
Mhm.
I was gonna go through the ranking. But
Tell me which way do you want me to go? I can,
you can go back, you can go to the one.
the training one?
Well, I've got the laptop computers, but I think
Okay.
rank 1 of 5. Yes, so this is basically what this is requesting laptop computers and docking stations for our department. The rest of
It's got now, so one that
Yeah.
I got today.
And that one's good.
we're good on that. All right, we'll go on to that.
That's probably the.
Now, don't get your hopes up, Josh. Don't get your
Go,
hopes.
can go away, you know?
No. Like that. So we'll go on to the training, or the increase in tower. So this is the agreement that this court has, approved the agreement for 2020, for our Phelps Tower, repeater on our Phelps Tower. It goes up, the agreement that increases 3% until it gets to 125%. This is our repeater for our Office of Emergency Management. It used to be the old sheriff's office repeater. They changed to the new system. We took it over. It's during emergency operations. It's for communication. We have cash and radios that we hand out, with this repeater channel on it. The majority of the county.
Is it out of date, end of life?
No, we're good. We're good. It's a VHF system. The radio's got some age on it, but everything outside that's on the tower was replaced like a year and a half ago because the folks that we leased from, they tore it down on accident, so they had to replace all of it. So we got a 540-foot antenna that's in new. Nice. This is an increase of $198 for this next fiscal year, so.
I think that's in there.
Yeah, we got it.
Okay, good. All right. Go to the next one then. The travel, lodging and the increase, three, go to 3. Additional training. You have additional training, we already got additional training on there. Yeah. So, we're asking for $1,500 for additional training. The reason why is, coming up, along with the House Bill 33 stuff, there's continuing education, that's gonna need to be done every year. Okay, some of those. Proposed legislation about it, EMC certification, state certification. With that, there will be some classes that need to be potentially taken and some travel expense along with that. It's gaining some traction. TCFP is building the curriculum already to propose to this next legislation, and it's gaining some steam. Looks like potentially we could have an EMC certification throughout the state. The idea behind it is to get those standards across, for EMCs across the state to be standardized and that certification. So with that, there'll be additional CEUs involved in that, and as well as getting the certification alone. So those will be required by EMCs and deputy EMCs. So that's the reason behind the additional training. With that also, the next was travel and lodging. Go with it. That was House Bill 33. I highlighted it in there, but you can skip next to that.
It's double numbered on
Gotta go.
some of them, so.
But, so the request for that additional travel and, lodging expense. There'll be some classes that we will have to stay overnight to get that certification and continuing education.
Now I think 326.
Is it 26? Okay.
All right. The warehouse recs. So one of the goals is get our warehouse in order. Currently, there are no pallet racks in our warehouse. So, the footprint that we're taking up is quite a bit. Start having resources, whether it be water cleaning kits, whatever it may be that's on a pallet. You're only dealing with 4,000 square feet. With these pallet racks, we'd be putting 2 pallets, you could put 6. Want to get a pallet rack system in there. I requested this amount, looking at it, they do sell them, used quite a bit. So potentially we could get them a little bit cheaper, but, also this is just for 12. That's roughly $700 a rack. So this is the rationalization behind it, is to get utilize the space that's in the warehouse. The idea that we have is use the warehouse the way it was designed. Right. So where a truck or car could pull in there, if there's a pod open, whatever it may be, unload those resources, load those resources in the warehouse underneath the fan where you don't have our folks working that pod out in the heat and sun. So these racking systems will allow for that to where we could utilize a forklift and put it on there. But we just gotta get our space to where we can use it.
Okay.
Have y'all pretty well got the cots situation taken care of?
Yep, we moved out over 8,000 cots from there, so.
Yeah, so we still got a few cots, but once we reposition them and get them.
We still have about 1,000 or so in it. Yeah, the stash at the shelter and then some stuff at the hospital. So.
Yeah, roughly 800. 753 is what's in the house. Okay, the support vehicle. I call this a command support vehicle or a support vehicle. Currently, we have 5 vehicles. Well, we just sent the ambulance rehab back to surplus. This support vehicle would you be utilized as what we're calling a support vehicle for incidents. So whether it's bringing in rehab resources, but the main thing what I have, and I gave you a picture of it, is basically installing the console in the back that allows for technology on an incident where you don't need a command trailer, if you will, to bring out a whole command trailer, but you can still have that technology that would support that incident. So in the back, if you look at the photo I gave you, that's kind of the console in the back where you can have a projected monitor, where if you have tracking software like a search and rescue situation, currently our CERT members are using a laptop when they do that. This would allow that to be projected for multiple individuals to review that, as well as projecting maps, incident notes, or whatever it may be. If we wanted to hook a drone up to it, so that multiple people could see it. The rationalization behind requesting a new vehicle was currently the Tahoe that we have is a surplus Tahoe. It's got 160,000 miles on it. Motor still runs good. Everything else is just kind of falling apart. We're going to have to make repairs on. So putting a $7,000 console and technology older surplus vehicle, I just hesitate doing it. And this was the reason for the request of this support vehicle. When we respond to incidents where you don't have the room in pickup, and then you keep those, that whatever technology that we had in there, dry and out of dust. This is reasonable for the request. Like I said, putting it in an older vehicle that potentially going to start having problems.
Not yet. I'm waiting.
That's
That it?
it.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Josh, I want to catch while you're up here. I appreciate since you've hit the ground just running out. I've heard nothing but good stuff in the community. Anybody talking about it, people you interact with, it's everything I hear is positive. So I appreciate that and keep it up.
I appreciate that.
Thank you,
y'all.
Josh.
Council Precinct 4, Barty.
Listen to Barty.
Good job, Josh. Let me make them back. That Tahoe needs replacing. I rode in it the other day. Stuff it and should be my 2 cents in the can to support that screen you got that they need is super helpful on big it is. Never been on one. I just like Josh, be sure to get that one. They got on CSI when you touch it and go for it. Awesome. All right, guys, well, where we want to start? We'll do the SROs first.
That's why I said.
Okay,
Oh, same page.
I have a 274 and 277.
Oh, yeah, it's tough.
Which one are you wanting to do?
Salaries.
Okay, we'll do that, no problem. I started preparing this before I knew a whole lot about what's going on in budget this year, so. I already had it prepared, so I'm gonna go ahead and present it. But I have handed the justification or explanation. These two particular increases are really simple. They're both in a supervisory position now. I have a lot more responsibility than. Does anybody else need a copy? Would you like?
Yes, thank you.
I like handing out. Casey Chitwood is I developed a command staff a couple of years ago. And currently a deputy constable one pay, Stephen Casper, and he is the chief deputy of the department. His main job is if I'm not there, he's in a position to make important decisions in my absence. He has a wealth of knowledge of law enforcement, criminal matters, more so juvenile. So we deal with New Waverly ISD as it is. So he is my bank of 24 plus years of knowledge when we have an incident with a kid that I'm not sure of how to deal with. So, and well, along with all the responsibilities that are spelled out on that sheet I gave you. But essentially what I'm asking for is to move those two gentlemen from pay group 111 to 113, which entails an increased cost around $8,000 each. And the way those SROs are set up, with that increase on each one, it would be $5,800 would go. Waverly ISD would be responsible for. The county would be responsible for approximately $22,488. So if you move both of these people from one pay group to the other, the county's looking at a $4,076 increase cost. So that's it. That's the reasoning for, you have the justification of why I want to do this.
School on board.
I sent numbers to them a couple of months ago.
Where'd that school board president go?
But I'm aware of what you guys are trying to do for the entire county. This may not be the best year to be asking for this, so we can move on to the next project. Questions?
Not at this time. Reserve the right to call.
Let's consider that.
I'll call anyway. Don't be your answer though, right, King?
Don't wanna.
Yeah, some of that's we just might not like, but we do what we do, right?
Always held hands and had coffee.
It's all good though, right? The end result, it always works out.
Where do you want to go next?
Next one for us is rifles, 276.
Two, duty rifles. Currently, in my department, we have 6 people. We have 4 rifles. I have 2 officers. Since they've been there, they're carrying their personal rifles, and I'm requesting to buy these 2 rifles so that we all have the same rifles. God forbid we ever need them. I hope not, but, they'll have them and they'll be a county issued rifle.
Share those costs with the school.
Sir?
Share those costs with the school.
Have not in the past, no, sir. Because the county bought, all our weapons. They bought all the rifles in the past, and handguns as well.
That's something that
I don't know.
we could probably just do
now.
Now,
get it out of the way.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I don't have any problem with that one.
Danny?
No, I'm good.
I think I covered that cost in the last sale commission.
Think so, huh?
Ms. Allen, that? We also,
Okay.
now you're down to SROs. Anything on contract changing, SROs?
No, sir, I can't, I did a estimation, number for the SRO at the school, and I didn't get any pushback, so. A hard number, and I can't bring the contracts to y'all until y'all decide exactly what you're gonna do, then I can split the salary cost, the operation budget cost, and the vehicle payment, all that comes in.
Okay.
I guess it, don't you?
Yep.
No?
Don't have a request for a line item of towing? Did that not show up in there? I guess
What?
it-
I thought you moved money within her budget.
It was suggested this year that I request that this year, because I'm always having to go get money for towing.
We don't have it listed,
Yeah.
so I don't think so.
It's not in the request book.
Hmm.
I did it in. Saw it.
We got,
Yeah, I've not seen it.
Okay.
that was what it is.
Sorry, it's not listed here.
It's just a request for a line item for towing in the operations budget, because I don't have a line for that. So anytime I have to have one that gets towed, I have to do, I do my requisition, they have to go get money, and I don't know where it comes from, if it comes out of my repair line or what, I'm assuming,
Yes.
to do the PO for the towing. So it was suggested that I do a line item this year,
How much you requesting, Jim?
Yeah, how much?
$600.
Do the other constables, do they tow have the same issue? Do you know?
I don't know. No idea.
It's not uncommon that we have to move money for towing.
Okay.
And it doesn't matter to me, guys. I just kind of, whatever I'm told, suggested, I'm voluntold to do that. When it comes to that. Then there's an increase to budget purchase services. And that is for TLO. TLO is a search engine that's owned by TransUnion. And I use that. The 99% of the time I use that when we get tax paper, tax citations. And we can, they give us an address and we go there and they're not there. We check another plot, another person, civil paper, no phone number, just an address. So I feel like that a tax paper from Walker County directly affects us. I need to do more due diligence over and above the diligence of regular paper. So I use this service, this search engine to try to find those people. I usually find the phone number or another address. It may be in Walker County, it may not be, but to be able to confirm that different address might be in Montgomery County, and if that's the case, city concerns in there, or if it's close, as well as with my time run across the line and further. But more so is try to find a phone number, track down to get that paper served. It costs $100 a month. This started out back in 2010 or 11, 12. It was free. John Walsh started this company. And it's free to law enforcement for years. Well, then it got sold, went to 25 a month, 50 a month, 75 a month, 100, it's doing 100. Several years. Well, again, it's pointed out to me this year that I've run short. So it's combined in a line. I don't know what else is in that line item. Subscriptions or something.
Not sure.
Anyway,
Look at that.
No, I don't.
We don't have that one either.
I have it here. I printed off Questica or whatever it's called.
$1,200.
$1,200.
It's located. It's like a subscription, you log on to it. It's not like a
Yes.
program on your computer.
It's a prescription. Yes, I have a login. I think
What's it called?
TLR. Andy uses it. Oh, he's got it because we came up a few years ago about that. See what else I got surprises for y'all, right?
Wait until you, we ain't got it.
You know what? I've been hearing that since BJ Gaines was commissioner.
Ain't got no butter.
I'm just talking about the paperwork.
Not talking about.
Well,
Yeah, I know y'all did.
Increase the uniforms. I had a note here, withdraw. So anyway, withdraw that. That's all I got, Joe.
Okay.
I do got it wrote down here, Jay. Got it wrote down, maybe better for you.
BJ went and wrote it down.
Remembered it.
Or forgot it.
Jail next, D-Hart?
Appreciate it, Gene.
Thank you.
Thank y'all. Appreciate what you're trying to get done for everybody this year.
Any questions, we'll holler at you.
I got the same number. I don't know what.
Yeah, I've got Kim, seeing what's going on.
You are.
I was told what I was presenting. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a lot more on the list, 'cause the rest of them ain't here. I believe Captain had put that in before we even talked about the salary study. That's not something.
You're skipping it.
Yes, sir.
Next, we have a addition of correctional officer. 340.
That's also something, yeah, but we like that, but with everything else going on, like I said, we.
That was the shift sergeant that he asked for last year, I think, too. Yeah.
Doors.
Doors or no?
Doors, that says 16, this is an ongoing maintenance agreement with, Security Solutions 3, people that come in. Cameras or doors, they come in once a year, they do all the maintenance, it's just a follow-up.
That's an increase of 16,000.
I believe it's what,
Yeah, I
think
don't
it's added
think,
because the last service agreement we had was a part of, when we built the thing, we had a
Ran out.
3-year warranty.
It's out probably.
It's out.
Yeah.
It was out, it went out a couple of months ago. They're carrying us, they're giving us a couple of months free and this takes over first.
yeah, my conversation with this maintenance agreement with the ones that done the cameras.
Yes, sir.
And just like Keith said, they went away, because of the age of the cameras. And so they come in, once or twice a year, I think?
Well, once a year and whenever we need them,
Yeah.
wow. We can flip the switch, we can go in, we can flip a manual switch and they can remote in too. That also helps us too.
So they don't have to actually come to you then.
If it's a computer or software electronic, the maintenance, the doors and the mechanical part of it, they come out.
I'm gonna vote on that while we're at it.
Uh,
Are y'all gonna think on it?
I'm
Let's
good.
think on it.
I'm fine with
Yeah,
it.
he showed some pretty good concerns with it when
Yeah.
I talked to him, so I'm good with it.
Me too. Yeah, we can't say no. Basically, it is what it is. So
I mean,
No, that
it's-
needs to
it's
move.
making-
Okay. All right.
I mean, if we had already budgeted
Yeah.
something for it, it would take it off that $17,000, but yeah, I mean, gotta
When
have.
we built, when we got the money to build the SS3 when we bought the road, that was, we knew we were gonna have this.
We already included your increased equipment. 340. Yeah, there you go.
Increase equipment.
So did they run short this year, Ms. Patricia?
I'm sorry.
Did they run short on equipment or money?
I do not recall anything that couldn't be covered within their budget.
And that was what I'm contingency.
Right. Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
I know a lot of this is for the boilers, the hot water treatment facility, I know that we're looking into any contract. No, we have about 3 cameras that are out, the cameras cost 1,900. We're gonna be using some of that grant money that we got, those cameras, because its description of what we can use that grant money for, we can use it for cameras. There's just a few of this other maintenance stuff that we can't use grant money.
Well, then obviously if you need money, maintenance money, I mean.
It's all, we're not asking for anything, it's nothing extra, everything. Point. Stuff that we have been able to use money for, like this vehicle, we're trying to get a transport vehicle, we need one. That we'll be paying for that.
What else were you gonna talk about? That's all I got for jail.
That's all I got.
All right,
It's a
Awesome.
little bit more now. Hold on.
all right. Thank you.
Let's see.
All right, Veteran Services, Mr. Kane.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Handed out to you this morning, what I've done is, veteran services visits, interactions and all this year, up to date as of last Thursday, July. I still have about 7 scheduled for this week. And that may increase, and then depending on the walk-ins, so I'll have those numbers to you next week. The next thing I provided to you is a summary for fiscal year. This is the geographical distribution of expenditures by the VA. They put it out every year. 25 is still being in the works. Finally get it out to us 2 years after the fiscal year ends. So, what I have is fiscal year 24. It shows Walker County, the total of veterans receiving benefits, very first part, right? And with a total, they have us pretty good just on compensation and pension, which is what I basically deal with. 1,281 veterans here in the county, right? Compared to the other counties that are provided there. Figure those are my competition. The next part there is the summary of indirect expenditures. This will be for memorial benefits, construction, indirect medical care, especially advanced housing, like that. We have brought in Walker County $231,694 on total indirect expenditures. The majority of that being our memorial benefits. A lot of our veterans were not getting those benefits before.
Yeah, I'll comment on that. I had one of my neighbors down the road that her husband has passed away years ago, and Bob helped her out immensely, and it was life changing.
Awesome.
You know, benefits back, so appreciate it, Bob.
Thank you. Next one is the direct expenditures. This is our total expenditure for Walker County, about $53,506,998. Right. That is mainly in our compensation pension. These would be our VA disability pension compensations and our pensions for what we call temporal total disability, individual unemployability for a veteran who is sitting at 70% but cannot maintain employable gainful employment. And go for that one. And then we have other veterans who are at a level where they met everything they can get, but they still cannot fully afford a comfortable living here. So then we put in for what is called a veteran's pension. Right. This is mainly our very senior veterans who basically are living off of Social Security. Yeah. And we have educational, vocational That is all with the college, $3,188,033 coming into the college for veterans to get education and get other training other than what they were doing in the military. So what they did, they can't do anymore due to their disabilities. Loans and guarantees, we have, total of $6,308. Not too many veterans have been purchasing land or buying homes here. We're starting to see that influx coming in though. All the developments. Most of them are not going through the VA to get those loans. All right. Okay. Insurance and indemnity, that is mainly our spouses. Right? Those that need, the veteran does not have any health insurance other than the VA's health insurance. So then they apply and they get their spouses in what they call Champ VA. And then we have dependency and indemnity compensation. This is the benefit for the surviving spouse when the veteran passes. We have received 1 million, well, they have received $1,922,420. And then direct medical care, this is for our veterans and surviving spouses who are now sitting in Creekside, places like that, aid in attendance or homebound status. $17,770,000, $770,206 into the county. I also provided the geographical distribution for fiscal years 23 and 22, so you compare and see how it has increased.
Okay.
My request is for an assistant. Because we are increasing in our work. See, I'm seeing anywhere between 10 to 12 veterans a day. May have 4 to 5 scheduled coming for their main interview, get their benefits started. Then I deal with all the walk-ins, those looking for financial assistance, have questions about their claim that we already got going, things like that. Most of them I can turn around and schedule them with an appointment right then and there, but others I wind up having them sit off to the side while I turn around and take care of the one in front of me. The other thing is the phone calls I wind up dealing with. You know, if you notice my phone calls have been, started counting them because that's the main part of my job is answering the phone and answering either questions or scheduling appointments. So everyone needs for the assistance.
Bob, have we explored the angle of an intern or somebody from St. Vincent sitting up there with you? Have you looked into that or is that?
I've looked into that, but I haven't seen how that would actually benefit because one, we'd have to get, my assistant would basically, if I get an assistant as a secretary, it may be beneficial. That way is answering the phone calls, scheduling the appointments, things like that. But getting another person to help with the actual claims, you know, that would be also more beneficial. Because then we can bring in more.
Okay.
And then I can turn around as the director, do more things as far as finding those grants that we can turn around and utilize.
Okay.
Because I just found out as of last week, a grant by County Behavioral Health was having for Military Veterans Network. That ends at the end of this month. So having somebody that I can pick up the phone for a mental health veteran, that's now out the window. My nearest one is all the way up in Lufkin. Oh, man. Or I gotta send them down to Tomball, to that center there.
Shame.
All right.
Thank you, Bob.
Thank you, Mr. Bob.
Man, IT, Dan.
Are you doing operations first?
Really good.
Oh, man.
IT operations, this is mostly for slide for other department softwares. There's an increase for legal finish support.
Which one's?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, we're skipping that
Okay.
with the. Okay, so this is internal to the IT department. The first one was personnel that we're skipping due to the salary study.
Go to page 35, Alan.
This request for three.
Approve that.
Lost. No payment attention. Where you starting at?
Page 4, top of the
Yeah,
page.
Laserfish.
Okay.
Laserfish is our document software used by multiple departments. The ongoing increase. Yeah, 1837 per year.
We already have that included.
Next item is our courts and justice application with Tyler Technology. It's a ongoing increase to our annual support of $10,781.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop you. So we've included all these. Anybody have questions on any of that we've included?
All licenses and.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I really don't. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's stuff we got to have.
We've included everything you got on here, except for the position and,
Position.
yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
Okay.
So it's already included. We've,
Okay. I do have an update.
unless you just some updates.
Yes, I do have an update for VMware. My apologies for it being so confusing on the options. Of course, with the software increase for VMware, y'all tasked me with looking into solutions to get the licensing cost down. So I have a handout. Currently, we have two different VMware environments. Our primary, which does all our servers on the voice system. That renewal would be $51,721.92. And our VMware for the phone system is $12,672. Broadcom bought out VMware, the licenses went up quite a bit. So I was tasked to try to figure out a solution to get that lowered. The best solution I have found is to merge the environments together. So moving all the phone system VMs, all the other VMs. That, and then continue the licensing, that is in addition to that, the plan is to remove both VM servers have two used per server. The plan is to remove one CPU. That's not going to affect the VMs that run on it. They're more memory heavy than CPU heavy. So we could get our cores down to 144 cores total at a rate of 132 per core, which would be a annual cost of $19,008. With that change, we would have to replace our memory because if you remove one core or one CPU, half the memory is not accessible. So I would have to double up the current memory, and that would be a one-time cost of possibly up to $20,000. I have found some certified, tested, refurbished memory that would be roughly 7,000 total for all servers. So the 20,000 was for brand new memory. I found certified refurbished memory for about 7,000 one-time cost, one-time expense. So we're looking at roughly $20,000 per year for the licensing with the one-time, 7 to 20 for the memory. And that would get us down. The overall increase would be, can you scroll down just a little bit? More? No, that's fine. It cuts off. What we total, currently have budget is almost 14,000 plus this, that would go up to the 20,000, so that would be. 14, 18,
Yeah, less than three.
less than three, about 2,000 something. So I just wanted to put that, I'm sorry about the confusion. I looked at multiple options. We looked at removing some servers. Right now we have 6 servers in
So we're-
total.
So are we gonna go from 64,394 down to 45? With the one-time $20,000 fee?
No, that's the old numbers. So the estimated new cost would be the 1908. So really, the ongoing cost would be less than 3,000 increase. And then the one-time amount would be closer to 7 if we get this memory, but 18 if it was brand new memory. I know it's confusing.
And, yes.
Yeah.
On your item number, subscription number 40, the increase you asked for was 45,869 and 18. What
Correct.
are those numbers changing to?
Well, this request, if we made no changes and you just wanted to fund the licensing. So that was just to let you know what the numbers were. With the changes, like I said, the yearly increase would be, let's just say $3,000 for the licenses. And then I have one-time money that I can pull from projects to purchase the memory. So that wouldn't be a change. But I just want to give you the picture. If we made no changes to licenses or the amount of servers, this is what we currently have would cost us.
So are you saying the 45,869 number goes to 3,000?
Yes.
Okay. And you're saying the 18, you
We
don't
can pull from projects.
need it all.
Correct.
So 45,869 goes away
I like
and
that
maybe
math.
replaced with 3,000.
Yes.
Good job.
Yeah, that's huge.
Do that across the board. Would be great.
I'm looking at it. I'm sorry, I just wanted to show you the different options. Because, I mean, there's benefits to. Have, I wanted to keep the number of, servers we have of 6, because we have 3 at one location, 3 at the other. We can actually migrate all to one side or the other if the network. So I didn't want to phase out a whole additional server on a site, because then we wouldn't be able to have that. To move.
And you
So,
think you've got the 8,
yes, projects, I have.
okay.
Okay, that's great.
So we can.
Like I said, with refurbished memory, if you are okay with purchasing refurbished memory, it's closer to 7.
Are you okay?
Yeah, that's my
Yeah.
question.
To be honest,
Don't
we
ask
could
us.
order 7 sets, and if one server had an issue.
This is not my world.
I know I tried to refurbish phone one time, it didn't work, so.
It's refurbished because there was.
I mean, if you're saving us $42,000 and we have a one-time fee of $18,000 to buy new, I'd almost buy new and go with it.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay, I mean, we can do
I
that.
mean, it's
too.
really
I'm
only
just trying to-
$11,000
Yeah,
price
it's
difference that
possible.
we're looking at.
Yeah.
And we're saving 42.
Yeah, and it's in his budget. So,
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, I was just trying to get everything as low as possible, let y'all
Right,
decide.
no, that's great.
Yeah, but you
Well, let me ask you this.
need to be comfortable with it, because I can tell you half of this bunch up here don't even know what to.
I'm gonna say 100% of it.
I don't even know what to talk.
I'm speaking for me and you, I was gonna look.
I know you're giving us options. Bottom line,
Let's go ahead.
what's your
along with.
question?
My suggestion is to combine VMware, keeping that 3-year contract. We're in year 2 now. So that's gonna lock in that price. Remove one processor per server, because the amount of CPU we have is overboard. We did that because the old licensing, it was one processor up to 32 gigs, the same price. So we have, 32 cores. So the processors were spec'd overboard for future growth. We can easily accommodate going down to one processor right now. We just have to double up the memory because the memory is more consumed.
But we're not getting rid of the processor.
No, we could always add it back in. if we had to grow, if something happened and we had to get more resources, we could add the processor back in. And then we just have to pay the price for the increase in license corps.
Dan, would you send in a revised
Yes, ma'am.
that reflects all of these numbers?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. And sorry about the confusion.
No, that's
No,
good.
it's fine.
That's good confusion.
Hey, Dan, at the bottom of this, it says, transfer Tyler Court funds budget from IT.
On which item? I'm sorry.
Oh, it's at the very bottom of it.
Yeah, that really was presented by me. We currently budget
Oh.
some of the stuff for the court. It's just transferring it to a different budget.
Okay,
So another budget increases by that amount.
okay.
It's software that.
So you're taking it out of his budget.
I'm taking out of his, putting it to another. That way, when the money's spent, it goes to the person that actually spent the money and knows if the bill is.
Any other questions?
No. Thank you, Dan.
Thank y'all, and I'll get y'all that. Okay.
Minute break, please.
Yep. 5-minute break at 11 o'clock. Be up, Ms. Allen. Okay. We're back? Okay, we're back at 11:07. Going back to budget workshop. Bill?
Before we get into the budget workup, during the EMS presentation at their meeting last time or time before, they brought up some about a generator issue question, and we're looking for some input and brought costs. So we may be talking about that. And so why don't y'all come up and just kind of pick up where we left off last time. Tell us what you found out, pluses and minuses and whatever, please.
What,
This is for what now?
the generator, possibly the MEPS.
Is this for a vehicle or for the building?
For the vehicle. Yeah.
This was that, like, super.
Oh, this-
Yes.
How many?
Where they're at.
We're asking for two.
Two?
Yeah.
Want to do, yeah.
Over. Version, right? Yeah.
Was it in the supplemental request or this extra? Okay.
Version of Fraser. yeah.
409, Ally.
Okay.
All right, tell us something.
So, so when we were here a couple weeks ago, we had a lot of issues with our current generators. The majority of them being in our new trucks. So there's another option we can use, which is the MEPS system. We asked initially to change our two remount that we've already been approved for to the MEPS system since they haven't started the remounts yet. But might be something decent to try, because the cost is getting really high with our increased failures with our current generators. And we do have one spare Onan generator only because Mark saved it from a flooded truck we had. So we've actually asked for a spare generator a couple times, but haven't been approved. So that's how we do have one. One is we kind of refurbished it. But at the rate that they're failing, it's hard to keep up. But I do have Mark here, and he's kind of like dove really deep into this. So he's more articulate on it than I am, but I do have some feedback from our salesman, which you or our rep, which you guys had requested last time as well. So I guess what questions do you guys have, or?
I guess tell us, Mark. Talk about it.
Well, the Onan generators, the ones that we currently utilize in our fleet are, I don't know if this was covered last time, they're being phased out. So Fraser is no longer putting them in the new build or remounted ambulances due to Cummins, the company that creates them, having a replacement now. It's called the Revolution. It is a larger, more expensive generator, which will, for our trucks that currently exist with the Onans that we use, will require substantial structural modifications to be able to fit those into the trucks, which will drive up the cost of remounts and new builds because the generator itself is. MEPS is a system that has been around since 1999. It's not a new system. They did have some issues in the first few years, but those have all been hammered out. They are used across a variety of industries, from emergency services to Department of Defense government contracts. The U.S. Coast Guard uses tons of them in some of their vessels on water, as well as helicopters. But as far as EMS goes, there are a lot of small services using them. There's a lot of large services using them. It's a kind of a healthy mix. I guess their largest customer is Acadian, and they use, well, I think they have about 10,000 of them. And then we have a lot of counties around us that utilize them. I had reached out to a few departments for some testimonials of why they swapped, or why they stayed with PEPS, or why they decided to go with them in the first place. And the general consensus was it was just a more reliable system and power delivery. And it allowed them that cognitive offload of not having to have trucks down all the time. Because the Onions that we're using now are towards the end of their production life, support is ending, so parts availability is going to be difficult because with the creation of this new generator, of course, they're not going to have any parts compatibility. Maybe oil filters, but that's going to be about it. Which is a cause of concern for obviously us maintaining our fleet and maintaining our operation. That's a few key points. But with the Onions that we have currently, they're substantially expensive to maintain. I think in the last year, we've spent just under $30,000 for maintenance and repairs of the Onion generator, which is a substantial cost.
Yeah, how many y'all have?
We currently have 9, including our spare one. So we have 8 frontline trucks that we maintain that have those generators in them. And then we have the one spare, which has been out of service at Fraser in Houston for a few weeks now, waiting on repairs. So we currently don't have a spare at this time, should we need one. Now, if we run into a bind, I can call Fraser. They do have a loaner generator program, but we had one of their loaners in our trucks about a month ago and it had a failure. So, which led to increased time out of service. And that's a huge factor for me, is the amount of time that our trucks are spending out of service due to failure of the generators. I think I just calculated today to get the most up-to-date information. And I've been compiling this data for 342 days, almost a calendar year, not quite there yet. In the last 342 days, we have had trucks spending 7,098 hours out of service for generator failures only, not accounting for any maintenance, which equates to about 86% of the time we had a truck out of service due to a generator failure. And of the 31 instances of generator failures, 12 potentially affected patient care, which is a huge factor.
What is, okay, so the 18,000, what does that get you? What,
I believe, is that the cost to?
Yes, that would be the change in cost to put MEPS in our 2 remounts as opposed to the.
they're going on right now?
Correct,
So you need 18 more?
correct.
I would be willing to try this and see if it's done.
And on the back end, good thing about swapping these 2 remount trucks to the MEPS is it will afford us 2 additional generators that we could use as spares for the rest of the fleet.
So you'd pull the Onions off and have those.
Yeah, they give us the old ones back.
Yeah, sounds like you need some more.
Do they have money in there?
I was going to ask, the 18,000 was listed under one time. So is that a one-time cost, or if it's an ongoing cost, if you're adding it to what you're already spending?
So we were approved for the remounts this past year, so those POs are already cut. Those trucks aren't gonna be going until like the spring, probably. So they were outfitted to get 2 new Onion generators, and then we were gonna keep the old ones.
So,
But in order to change that quote, or, those 2 remounts to have the MEPS instead, it would actually be an additional 20,000 instead of the 18. I was off by 2,000.
Right, so-
Because I had an older
So
quote.
20,000 puts this MEPS into the two
The
remounts
2 remounts,
and gives you all 2 backups.
2 more
and-
backups, yes.
It's a one-time fee, Miss Allen.
Yes, just
One time, yeah.
Sorry.
Maybe
yes,
short answer.
there certainly is money
May
to
never
do
do
that, both this year or next year, whichever y'all choose.
So the POs are issued for this current budget year, not what we're working on.
They've already been issued.
2025, 2026, what we're in.
Yes, I already, like October 1st, when new budget started, those were issued, I think, in January for the
So-
2 remounts.
She has money
We
now.
really don't need to do this in 2026,
Yeah, it needs to be done now.
Done
Now.
now.
They have it in their budget.
I'd say
The
do
guy
it.
in their contingency,
Yes,
yeah,
Okay, so we
it
can
don't even come from us.
Yeah.
all right, so that's good. I mean, it's an easy
We
one.
can just make an adjustment to the POs.
I'm good.
Yep, do it.
Feel good.
because they're each less than 5,000
No,
or,
they're
No,
10,000
it-
feet.
It looks like to me, I'm thinking it really needs to come back to as a court item, for this year's budget. not what we're working on this year's budget. You already got a head nod from everybody up here. You just run it back through and.
Bring that.
Huh?
Don't say.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, bring it back to court. Yeah.
Maybe,
Bring it back to action item.
yeah, and maybe get your cost for the one you're trying to fix and say, nah. If you're gonna get two brand new ones. Fix that.
They're not brand new, they're the ones for existing trucks.
Correct. The remounts, we're gonna pull those generators.
Okay.
Yeah, they won't be new, that'll be,
I want new.
well,
You won't, but you can't have everything you want.
That's what I hear. Okay, good.
Yes.
Thank you. I guess I got confused on that one. Okay.
All right, you're up.
is that right, Jason? I'm not wrong on that, over.
No, you're right.
Okay, yeah.
I'm bringing that back to court.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where we at? Tricia?
Okay, let's go back to our favorite is so what I've marked on what is page 3 and your handout for today. For the supplemental request start. I heard no consensus of any changes for page 3. Is that correct?
We've got a number up here in the very top, that changed. 2,066,405. Am I wrong? And that's the first time we've actually seen the
Yes, and
number?
that could change a little bit, yes. You are correct.
Okay.
Then go into page 4.
Hang on,
I'm at 2066.
405, yeah.
Okay.
that's the first time I think I've seen.
Yeah, I mean, Brandon, I'm asking why you think that changed.
It wasn't in the last one of these, we were still trying.
Oh, yes, this is an updated figure of
Yeah,
as
this is the
of
first time I think I've seen that number.
Too
That's a significant change on page number 3.
Yeah. I think the 2 million scared you. Scares all of us.
Not in there.
It's in there.
Longevity.
Yeah.
Yes,
Longevity,
I'm
huh?
sorry. That's the first time you've actually seen the number in
On
writing.
y'all's page 3. Mine's blank.
On the subscription that Dan presented this morning, my understanding was the 45 will change to 3. I would like to get the
Official.
printout and make sure that, and that the 18 would go away because whatever that number is, he has money for that. I do want to go down to the number that's in red, the bailiff salary supplement. This is a different fund, but it is funded by transfers from general fund to that fund. And this is how much additional we need to transfer in order to cover the salary supplement for the pay plan. And our current number's not been updated in a couple of years, so to get to what we actually need in that fund, we need to increase that transfer by 42,000.
Question about that.
Yes.
We're putting up their central court cost. Is that not a courthouse security expense?
Yes, that is courthouse.
What you're doing out here,
No, I'm talking about the wrong thing over there in a minute. This is the bailiff supplement receipt. I'm sure that was confusing. Yes, the 42,564 is the increase plus to cover the benefits.
Okay.
but we were paying them 85.80 a month. We need to increase it by 42 and we should already have 85.80 a month per times 4 somewhere in our budget.
This is the increase.
It
This
should
is the
be
increase.
22.
Huh?
That was 20 something.
No, it's 8, 16, 12, 30. It's $33,000 plus benefits is this number right here.
Yeah.
But that is 42,560.
Get half of that in there.
No, the 16.5 is
The 8 times 4 is
64
32.
something.
We were already paying this currently. This sits on top of that.
this is the added.
This is the added part. And I think that, so Dan helped us get there with this one. Which if what he says plays out, it's a wash. What we say 42 from Dan and we add 42 from Baylor.
I'm not,
No, I agree with you.
88 times.
I want to make sure I'm not,
No, you're dead on.
You wrote down is plus $42,000. Is that what we're getting? Total,
Yeah, right there. That's the increase.
total.
That's what the benefits were.
So, because it's $8,800 times 4,
Right, so 33,000 is
33.
33,000.
So we would, at a minimum, need 33.
Right.
And then you have to add the benefits.
Benefits.
So we added 42 plus what we were already paying.
Yes,
Yeah, which was 42.
So we're at $84,000 for bailiffs.
Mhm.
correct.
For 4 bailiffs, yeah.
Yeah, and if you take 16 times 4,
Yeah.
it's 64, and you've got benefits.
That's when I wrote.
The
Uh,
building funds for the Hearts, I think we talked about it a little bit before.
Never heard back from them.
Okay. Write them off then. We're just talking
The facility stuff. The maintenance on
the maintenance. I mean, we have a,
line 70.
Oh, okay.
I guess we have a issue who actually owns the building, so.
Okay,
Okay, what about
in the-
Miss Patricia on the facilities while you're up there?
Mhm.
That fire system.
Which one then?
That fire line. Right above that.
that 150,000, if I read Larry's email, it sounds like they are saying the county will have.
Thought we talked last time about having to do it from project contingency.
I mean, obviously that'd be where it
I
comes.
remember we
I don't
talked
think
about
we
it
ever
again
agreed.
last time because it came up and thought that's where we said we'd actually get a
Yeah.
quote. Well, I could be
Yeah, we-
wrong.
No, that's exactly what
Yeah.
you said. That's what you said.
Okay.
Yeah,
And we all agreed to.
yes, sir.
Yeah, and when.
That's why we didn't change it. We just already had it over there.
Yeah, we haven't looked at the projects funds budget, and I've got it in here for us to look at. But it was my understanding that that would be in the projects budget.
Okay.
On page 5, looking at the red up there toward the top, the 86,708. Y'all approved tentatively consensus to fund the grant contract. This is the actual cost that would be transferring over. So this is the first time seeing the actual number.
what do we currently budget for that? Isn't it just wash?
This is what we budget plus the salary study increase for this employee, just like all the other employees get.
Okay.
So net cost to the county to move it to that other fund is 0, but the cost, that new budget will be 86,808 and 86,708 will go out of the budget.
Number 103, it's not really a question about this budget here, but who manages our copier contract maintenance and stuff like that? Who does that just come out of purchasing for our copier leases and stuff like that? I should know the answer to that one, but
Talking about the leases on copiers, we only have a few that we lease. The current plan was that we would purchase.
start purchasing.
We do have 2 now under lease.
All right, and that's kind of dying off. Just make,
Well, it's reviving itself. It was
Reviving.
gone and
Was
now
reviving?
it's back. Leasing had totally gone away.
and now releasing again.
Now we're leasing again.
Okay, I was actually,
I don't like the leasing. I'll be vocal about it. I don't think it worked before and I don't see it working now.
It's not my favorite method either.
okay, I was listening to,
That's TDC.
Madison County Judge every Monday, he gets on the radio and talks, and he was talking about kind of the same thing. They have some company up there that each individual apartment used to have their own lease and stuff like that, but then some company came in and set a contract with the whole county. So when you, like, his example was he has X a month and he gets 1,000 copies and he prints 1,500, he used to pay an overage. And the office right next door had a copier and they had a copy for 1,000. They used 250. So they had an under it and got nothing. So anyway, this company came in and kind of said, hey, you have 20 copiers at 1,000 a piece. So you get 20,000 copies and
Doesn't matter which machine.
Doesn't matter who uses it. So, if each individual place is doing their own, then it might call it Madison County or whoever and find out UB or UBI or something like
We
that.
had set up a presentation and it got pulled from court over lease agreements
Bring
for
it.
the whole county.
I'd be happy to visit with it again to see it.
Yeah, and the reason I do not prefer leases is that, if your department has a copier and the county's policy is that generally after the end of the 5-year lease, you're gonna buy another copier, then you're just paying the same ongoing cost. The county has copiers that have been here 8 years, 10 years and whatever, and it was shown back when we changed to this policy to significantly pay that. And so when y'all approve to purchase a copier, y'all are still spending saved money that when we reduced the budget from years ago, so, but,
I remember that.
Where the money.
presentation wouldn't hurt, but,
Yeah.
Okay.
all right, so let's go to page 6. All right,
Miss Patricia, that's up on, looks at the sheriff's proposal, 137. Did we never did talk about the phones? I thought we had went ahead with this. Scratched that, page 5, 137, the sheriff's department,
okay,
the cell phones for the, so they quit using their own.
Yeah, I was for that.
Yeah.
I thought that
All
was,
good?
I think it needs to be in there. I mean, do you umbrella that out to the other law enforcement officers in the county, or just leave it strictly at?
Only question I had is, what are we paying for stipend to offset this, or was that 15,000?
They're not getting a stipend.
They don't.
they're using their phones.
Yeah. Deputies didn't get a
Yeah.
stipend.
But the upper echelon did.
Yeah,
So is this
Did they
only
get
for
a phone?
deputies, or is this for,
this was just the deputies, is what my understanding.
Yeah.
I thought it was across the board.
What's it cost us for a cell phone?
No, sure, the upper bunch didn't want.
they get most people get $600 a year.
Yeah, $50 a month. Yeah.
Are you asking per month, per line?
Yeah.
It's about 38 for one of our vendors. And then
Oh, we got that down to like 20.
those are the
Yeah, I agree. That needs to be.
Yeah, they need it, man. They return phone calls all the time on their personal lines. You know, the type of people that they deal with a lot, so.
Well, I mean, it's even try to get hold to us. I mean, you have something out there on the road and it's gonna come back as a block number. I
Right.
ain't gonna answer it. I can tell
Right.
you.
I don't either. Yeah.
You know,
I'm the
Then they
one
get-
oddball. I answer just about every one.
then
of
they
them.
got to leave the message and call you back. I ain't answering a block number.
So we want that back in.
Done.
Okay.
Okay, page 6. My first note was on the request label 276, that was an add-in.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then,
What'd you say?
The rifles we approved.
James rifles.
We're just gonna pay them now, though.
Right.
Buy them now.
It's coming out.
okay. Then in the jail, my note was the 1697 was to add in.
Yeah.
I wasn't clear on the 347, 8,000.
We did.
Okay.
Did you add in on, what are we gonna do? I got wrote out here on Constable 4, the
Constable.
towing and the TLO.
We're just gonna let, they're paying it now. It's a different line item.
Heard from Kim, but I'm thinking that we can move money and if not, we'll come back during the year for contingency. But I mean, that's up to y'all.
No, I like that idea. I mean, we've done that with a lot of things in here this year, to just set the contingency and not fund something that they're not going to use or may not use or may use more. So,
All right, anything else on page 6? Y'all want to talk about?
What do you got down here in red?
Oh, this is the transfer to the courthouse security fund. This is the money that, it's in another fund, but it brings them up to make them pay scale and money we haven't put in there before.
How does where does the money come from for the courthouse security fund?
There is a court fee that is charged by the courts.
Yeah.
It's just not, it doesn't collect enough to be sufficient to pay the whole cost. And so it takes a transfer from the general fund to pay that. Page 7. There's the Righteous version. It's going to come back in the current year, that number 409.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
On page 7, number 409. Yeah.
Number 409, yeah.
Yeah.
What, was that the same one? You'll come back.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so are we good with this?
For now.
I think so.
We're running out of time.
Rachel, did y'all look at, the sheriff's disposal Tahoes for anything? Did y'all look at those? Any interest? in those?
Mark went and. Mark
Oh.
did come by Friday.
Not so
They're
much.
pretty rough.
Are they pretty rough? All right.
Josh turned them all down too.
But, he's
Okay, that was my next question.
sheriff's office and looked at them.
Okay, good enough.
Ms. Allen, did you compare the stuff that Stacy sent for this year to last year on the new growth?
I'm sorry, ask me that again.
The stuff from the tax office, the appraisal district, compare the two?
I did, and when I looked at it, it appears that when she first runs it, or she hasn't calculated the NNR rate and whatever, so the run she gives us is at the current rate. The money that would be generated under the current rate at 97% collection is not enough to fund what we have in our budget as proposed right now. My best guess, and it is a guess, that break even number to fund this is probably 1 cent to 1.25 cents more than what our current rate is. Again, that's before the calculations. It's just mathematical computations and whatever to fund general fund. So we would need a rate most likely 1.25 to 1.5 over the current rate to fund this budget. That does not include road and bridge. So we would need more than that. Again, it's just math, playing with numbers, dividing the rate, how much money generates and whatever.
That's what, $1 million, kind of where we're at. That number was about $1 million.
That number's about 700. Which number?
The difference.
Overall.
Yeah, the overall, if we need a
1.25 to a million.
Yeah,
million.
it's, let's say 1.5 cents more than our current.
Yeah.
Maybe 1.25 cents.
Well, I don't know where we got $1 million to just skim off of there, so maybe she gets a little more optimistic on her next one.
And yeah, and I'm hoping my numbers I'm only very conservative, but I don't think they're terribly far off.
Did you see something when you asked her to compare? Did something catch your eye for her to?
No, I
Not really?
I got it on my little phone
Oh.
this weekend and
Okay. Maybe it has something, maybe she left a line out or something
No.
like that had 5 million.
I usually go back and we usually get it middle of the week and I can go back to,
Look at them.
hey, we had $600 million of growth on the new one. I'm
Yeah.
just curious.
Yeah.
And yeah, there were lots of things that came off the tax and then things that went on it. And so it's difficult to come up with a number, but my best guess is that.
Like a solar field, it should be on. It's under construction,
Yeah,
but I hadn't seen it on the tax rate. I looked the other day at the property listing.
yeah. It probably show.
And then you'll get the one-time 5-year back pay.
Which should be nice.
Yeah, which we haven't got that.
That's-
I sent Trace, Stacy
I
an
was wondering
email over the
solar field.
weekend.
That
She
was proposed
is out of the office.
3 years ago.
She's out of the office today. We're scheduled to start talking and her calculating, the rates tomorrow.
Okay. Well, at the end of the day, it is what it is.
And then, so anything else on the general fund? That y'all would like to call, reconsider?
Who's in that?
I'll take this with me. Then what page? is it?
So page
9.
11. And of course, it's changed today because we've added some, taken one away, but generally,
You said page 11?
yes.
Okay.
All right. And if we go, skip back to page 59, 58, 59.
Wait a minute, what's 1.76 out here over here for on page 11? Is that don't match anything that we've talked about this morning? What is that?
Oh, that was my initial estimate of what it would take to fund everything. That was kind of my worst case scenario, that it would be that much over the expected.
Now we're down to on that quarter.
That much over the effective tax rate. You on 50 what now?
8, 9.
58 is our general projects fund. Beginning on page 59 is the list of all the projects that are currently funded and the best estimate of what we'll spend of that budget. The second column is the allocations to date that the court has approved. Everybody there. The next column is estimated how much of that we'll spend this year, and then the remaining is how much has been allocated that is still sitting in the bank. So if you go down about halfway down on the remain allocated, you'll see the contingency funds. Best estimate at this time, $1,164,273. That's how much we have in contingency. The two things that have been talked about so far, maybe one, the $150,000 for the
Fire alarm.
yeah, the fire sprinklers. Best guess of how much interest we'll earn next year, $160,000. And I put here that $160,000 could be allocated to the facilities projects. That is getting pretty low in how much we have budgeted there. So in the current year, we may want to do a budget amendment that takes some of this contingency out and moves that to the facilities projects. Then, if you look at about halfway down the page, you'll see account 79,210. That's how, the 66,000 is how much of the opioid settlement that the counties, collected and, has to be spent for certain things. So that money is available for an opioid project whenever, one comes along.
All right, so
Can we talk about taking that money and giving it to South County?
Not give it
Would
to
have to basically.
Well,
let them use it for
contract
exam.
For something that meets the requirements of that fund. But yes, that was discussed.
And back up at the interest line, you mentioned about transferring for the facilities, and I guess I haven't really talked about it a whole lot. The money we were trying to kind of set aside and I guess I'll call it the PGOW money right now. Is that what we're talking about? Kind of allocating this towards the looking forward, preliminary costs, whatever of the study that we're doing?
No, we have
I didn't see a line item.
there's a line there. It may not be right here. The line item that we did last year that for the long range. Maybe
You
I'm-
might go to 61 and 62.
Okay.
Right, these are our other funds. On page 61 is our general capital projects fund. This is a fund where, the 5 million, from, a transfer years ago from, some of the in-house money from the ARP.
Right.
So we've got, about 6,100,000 there. So this money is available for, the expenditures there, or on page 62. This is the long range planning fund, and, we have about 410,000 in that fund right now. And then we're budgeted to add interest in the 213,000 that, y'all started the prior year.
Okay.
So either one of those funds are available for the long
I
run.
know we had costs coming with what we had
I thought we
expended.
just dumped under the 5 million. Realized we had,
Yeah, we did that separately so that
we know.
y'all can see I did it.
All right, I appreciate that. Back on 61, then it kind of crossed my mind again, and I was walking in this morning. We've looked at several times over the last, 4 or 5 years now, the sidewalk around the courthouse and stuff like that. We tried for some grants, we didn't get there. Actually met with the city and they were doing a CDBG grant and we're talking about using this. And that's been 4 or 5 months ago since we talked to them. And I don't know where that one's at, but I think whether we do anything else all the way around, we need to do something with this piece going out here to the front.
We have a CDGB coming up.
Yeah. We tried for that
We
one.
can throw that in there with some of y'all stuff. Y'all did the shelter. Have it as a separate project. throw
Yeah.
Some of y'all stuff.
Yeah. So I think it's that's something I think we need to look at this year because it's really bad right in front of the step, where it drops. And if nothing else, we can do at least the approach and maybe a few feet each side and throw some conduits underneath it and stuff like that. So when we do go around, we just make it match what's on this corner over here as far as the stamp brick or whatever. At least get our main walkway that we're making everybody come in, get it safe and make it looking right too. I don't have a number for that one, but yeah, if we can throw CDBG at it, that would be nice. If not, we need to figure out a way, I think, to get that on the project list. I don't know what it would be cost wise, but
Wouldn't be cheap.
Yeah, and page 61, this is where we loan money to road and bridge funds, as we pay out all of these
grants and stuff.
development grants and whatever. Hence the reason the interest is low because some of this money is being loaned to other funds. So.
I've asked about 50 times worth of money.
Yeah. There we go. All right.
Something for the DA's office last week, that project, but all of the rest, all of the precinct projects for roads are in review by Tatum's third party auditing company. So if
Troy,
there's no
yeah.
on our end, we've given them everything. It's just going through their review process.
So you know how that works, right? Federal government gives TM our money.
Yeah.
And the longer they sit on it, the more interested.
They're just racking it up a little bit.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
our interest is down, but I bet theirs.
I can tell you, Walker County used to do that to us private little contractors too. So don't think it don't carry all the way
It's true,
down. It don't anymore, but it used to. It's 90 days paying us.
Submitted in March, one was submitted in April. So I mean, it's been sitting with their auditing company since then, and trust me, we're all.
Okay.
All right, so going back to page 59, do you want me to include in the proposed the 150 to add that to our facilities budget and take that out of contingency to fund the fire sprinkler system?
I think I would want to leave it in
Contract.
I would like to leave it in contingency until we have a real life number. I hate to just to put it in there because things happen. I go, just go get some of that, just go get some of that, go get some of that. And then,
Is drawing interest from it.
yeah, I think we leave it and then move it over
We
there.
need to, I mean, they'll have to go, you got some guesstimates at it, right? I'm assuming, but
We just got one.
Yeah.
not true bid out. Let's call some of these actual fire people.
Get an income.
Are you okay with our interest budget going, the earnings from that go to our facilities projects? That'll only give us about, what, 160 and 90, 250,000 in that fund, so it's going down from where it started.
Yeah, that's probably as painless way we can do to keep it funded. That's good for me. Yeah.
Okay, on page 60, anything you want to talk about?
60. Those are mostly gone, right? Pretty much all.
61, 62.
Look, Richard, back to the plumbing project. Have we heard any more about that at the jail?
I've not heard a word. My assumption is it must be finished, but I don't know that.
That's what I thought too, but I wouldn't know.
And there's another one on this jail capital equipment, this 5,900. I need to find out if that has actually been purchased and charged to the jail budget or not. But none of that money has been spent. I have a feeling it went to the jail fund, but maybe not.
Okay.
Don't get your hopes up, Bill, but then.
He was thinking about it.
The radars always go off. They always do. So,
Then they can pay for the fire one.
Yeah, exactly.
what is the constable for equipment line? Do we know what that one is? That's just,
That one is money that I think can be turned back in. I think it was for a vehicle, and I think everything on that vehicle's been done.
okay,
There's your bailiff money.
there it is, 1 year. So probably, maybe all we need, I hope. Maybe two.
Two deputies were taking care of it. All we need is one more vote. Solved our problem, been over with. Hey,
All right.
they still be crying, don't get me wrong.
You know, for the most part in this budget, we didn't even keep with inflation. We almost caught up with our people, kind of, sort of. And we sucked up $500,000 in medical insurance for our folks. And at the end of the day, we gave much needed compensation, and I still don't think it's all the way there. Our sheriff EMS people that are, that are struggling, and recognize some other departments that had been historically underfunded then and got them close once again. Not all the way there, but close. So the budget takes us where it takes us. And I don't know that there's anything in here I'd reach in and take out.
Did y'all want to do anything on Josh's presentation? No, we didn't go back over these budgets that talked today.
Okay, y'all want to go through the rest of these funds right quick?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, 63 is our debt service fund. And then road and bridge fund, page 69. 70 is the calculations. Let's- On page 84, our emergency medical services fund. Page 85 shows the items that are included in the funding here. And I did propose that you increase the contingency by $100,000 there. There were several operating items like medical supplies and whatever that were pretty much kept at the same level. Normally during the year, we get anywhere from 18 to this year, $90,000. And historically, those monies have been requested to move to medical. But this would give us a little bit of cushion should we need that money. And then I think you've gone through the complete witness. And then page 89 is the retiree health fund, we'll refer to it as the old one. And then on page 90 is the new health fund, healthcare plan 2. Page 91 is the Health County Initiative. And 92 is the Walker County Dispatch.
Yep, y'all need to pay attention to 91. The rest of the court, I mean. Pulling that out. Mainly you.
You show
Look
that.
at look at you.
Push it back on 90 real quick. This says,
Figured.
this 100,000, I guess, a year, 104,000, whatever year.
Yeah, Bill.
I'm on page 90. This is funding, make sure I'm right. This is funding the decision to reopen the medical to our retirees.
2016 on,
Yes.
13, yeah.
13 votes.
whatever it is.
Yeah. 13 votes.
From the stop date forward, right?
What'd you say? 13 what?
Forward.
2013 is when we stopped it.
Forward,
Yeah. Okay.
What budget is this?
Now what, Patricia?
It seems like we're double budgeting for this. We pay for it out of the tax rate. Then we're gonna put money in here. I just don't understand. We're paying.
It's a
for it.
savings account.
Yeah, it's just a,
It keeps you out of trouble.
I understand, but what do we?
To fund the things that the tax rate don't cover probably, most likely when you got a bunch of retirees. I'm not gonna get to be one of them. I'm not in there.
I understand.
I quit.
Though, and I'm not going at this money. It's not my deal. I just don't I don't
I
fully.
think it's more like we saw a $500,000 increase in our healthcare this year.
Yeah.
In 5 years,
Yeah.
they may come back and say, hey, your retirees, it's another $400,000. Where are you gonna get from? Then you start dipping into that.
Then we can.
Right now, it's a controllable amount that's not very much. So we have that in our tax rate and we cover it. This
Right.
is that, man, we had a tough year on our health insurance. Where's that gonna come from? It's gonna come from those accounts.
On the retirees.
Right.
Okay.
It's just that little bit of, it's a
cushion,
cushion,
I
but it's
guess.
not a huge cushion. It may seem like
It may
$2 million
kill your
bucks, but it
budget.
took. Y'all started that in 2013? Y'all started that,
This is our second.
so,
This is the
so
new.
13,000.
previous one.
13 years it took to get to that little bit of cushion for the retirees. And then at one point,
Oh, yes.
that,
I'm sure.
that's gonna be timed out and then they can just roll that cushion into the next cushion.
Yeah, once the old ones
Right.
retire, then that money is obviously free game.
Yeah.
Like me.
We probably won't be here.
Free game for y'all, right?
But it may be something in 5 years we look at and say, hey, Ronnie's retired and these 37 employees that we're holding it for, only 3 of them are left that's gonna make it.
Yeah.
We probably don't need a $3 million cushion. We pull all that together and quit funding it, there it is.
How long, I think?
So,
How long they let this place?
Increases and basically Court that could have put it in place, wanted to make sure
Save one more vote.
that was cut. So it's the budget.
I didn't vote for it, so.
Hmm?
So I didn't vote for it, so I'm what it is to me.
What, Bill?
I didn't vote.
Retired.
I didn't vote for the retiree.
Oh, yeah, you wanted to buy.
Anytime for any purpose.
That's the.
Again, I'm not after the.
Oh, well, just
Funding
$100,000 a year.
Retiree insurance in the budget, in our tax number, right? And I'm just making sure I understand why we keep that.
It's one.
And the money that's budgeted for the people that can retire, that are not retired, that rolls back into general fund every year. It does not transfer to that fund.
Say that again?
Money that's budgeted in the general fund for the people that could retire tomorrow.
Like me.
Yeah, like you. If you don't retire, that money rolls back to general fund. It does not roll over to this other fund. It rolls back to general fund for reallocation.
If it rolled into that fund, it'd be huge.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
That's all I had, Judge.
All right.
Did y'all have any of the presentations today that y'all wanted to change?
Have any what?
Any of the presentations from the day that y'all wanted to look at?
You say something about Josh earlier.
Well, the racks
Yeah.
and, so he presented all that stuff. We never went
Yeah.
back. We didn't go through it in the original because I didn't. Department.
Yeah,
So-
that's one time, one of the racks.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. He paid. I'm no trouble with him to get the racks right now.
Yeah, I'd say go ahead and do the racks.
I know he doesn't have it in his budget because we drained it for, the computers that.
That's fine. I mean, why wait? You know, you're gonna get them. So there's no, yeah, we can go get them. So we'll pull that out of contingency. The $9,000.
Yeah, and he does have some projects funds.
Okey doke.
Anything else on there?
No, they did that Tahoe, but whatever y'all want to do on that.
I don't,
I can't do it this year.
yeah,
So,
I'd soon wait till next year.
no, that's fine with me.
yeah.
Work on it again. IT, veterans, jail, we finished.
Mhm.
Okay.
On the Tahoe, we're talking about the
Josh was asking.
Josh's new ride. I know it's somewhere in here, but how much money, one-time monies?
How much total have you spent?
How
Seven.
much we got left, which need that.
That's what I'm asking.
Well, that's what we spent.
I don't know.
746, 655. Sounds. No,
There is sufficient
Yes.
one-time money to fund it. Should,
I don't know.
You voting on this? I don't have a problem with it either, so it's a 2-2, so it dies. So, I'd tell you to vote on it.
No. And that thing rolls out, what, 5 times a year? 6, maybe 2, maybe 1.
Although, is he still gonna move forward with buying the slide in, the insert? It's gonna hold up.
Yeah. They want to get rid of that other Tahoe, replace this with a. So the thought was that first, we wrote those grants for that response trailer.
Yeah.
And do the repeaters in them and all that. That was gonna be, so when they get it in the middle of the woods, we'd have a repeater vehicle, command center. And we can boost those radio signals going out of the woods to dispatch and all that. So. Yeah.
I think, it's not a bad idea. I just don't for this year.
We can buy any vehicle.
What about,
Sheriff's.
we're talking about it and it's my constable. We're talking about the 2 that he's made chief deputy and then the sergeant or I'm not good with that. Yeah.
Sound like he's restructuring his department.
Restructuring, cause and that gives the command deal. We're talking about it's gonna cost us $5,000.
we're doing a salary study, Brian.
Yeah.
I'm not going for that. I mean, I'll tell you, my little take on that is, Steve's bunch started that with this chief deputy deal. I mean, you got one employee, you know, Hill. You know, now he calls
He's the chief
himself chief,
deputy?
he calls himself chief deputy, you know, and of course, he follows suit, you know, and I get it, don't get me wrong, but I don't agree with it, you know. He's got SRO officers. I mean, they both got one deputy in reality, other than the SRO officer. And so what do you call it? One
Regular, yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
They've already got the title.
Yeah, since you brought it up,
I don't know that they do got the title because I mean,
money goes with the title, right?
because we never seen anything on them. I mean, you can call yourself what you want, I guess, but
Yeah.
I never saw anything.
I don't remember nothing.
I don't never remember
No.
anything changing titles.
Yeah, it's not official. We just changed Brittany's title the other day.
Yeah.
I mean, it came to
It
court.
comes to
That's how you
court.
do it, and we presented it. There it is.
Yeah.
We did the same thing on EMS. They wanted chief, and they came to court and they fought for it and brought it. So
Unless it's escaped me, I hadn't seen it.
I don't know.
Nothing to my knowledge has been through for the change.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's just but since we're talking about it, on the SRO stuff, hasn't the state give the schools or create their own police departments or not?
Well, they mandated a police officer on every campus.
I know they mandated it, but
I don't know if they gave.
do they have the ability to create their own department? Because, I mean, at some point, you know, it wouldn't hurt to get out of the
So
SRO
if they
business.
mandate, they have
If
to.
they can do that.
Maybe so. I don't think
It's
they.
mandated. I know that.
Yeah, I know it's mandated, but I didn't know if they give the school districts that authority or not.
No, they talking about trying to cut their taxes too. Well, you know, who knows? It's another unfunded mandate.
Yeah.
You know, I want you to do this, but I ain't gonna give you money for it.
Anyway, I mean, that's just a thought.
Yeah,
down.
but you're right. One of these days,
Yeah.
I mean, the schools are gonna be in as you have to have one on campus now. I mean, legislature's gonna demand that you have some kind of, surprise me to see.
Maybe that's where we start looking at what we pay now, 25%.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, we're gonna reduce 5% a year. I'm not saying this would, but
Yeah, I
hey,
mean, something that
here's
y'all
reality. There's a 5-year stage on it.
phase it
So
out.
at least
if
we need
they-
to start
if they
that
can-
conversation if that's what
Yeah.
we want to look at, not just dump it on them too.
When we did that with City of New Waverly and school district, we used to pay a lot more of it. And it was like a 3-year step down. It was about 3-year step down to get down to 25. So maybe that's time because New Waverly looked at it and said,
70-30 split.
It's 70-30.
70-30.
70-30 now.
City is 80-20.
City, they're out. They left New Waverly.
And in that position,
No, I'm talking about
School.
Oh, Huntsville here.
Huntsville 80-20.
so the city of New Waverly, the appreciation was created the very next year that they needed to notify SRO. So it moved from funded by the city of New Waverly to funded by city,
By school
guys.
district. Yeah. Yeah. The city just wanted.
Well, they have no revenue. They have no way.
Yeah, I mean, they
Justified.
can't
So-
pay it.
So I got no issues with this. I mean, I'm kind of two-sided. We're getting 4 constables for the price of 1 down there, basically. So it is a law enforcement presence in the southeast corner of the county, diagonally as far away from the sheriff's office as you can be. So I'm not opposed to what we have. I kind of like what we have down there.
Well, and bringing that up, so I had an email the other day, it was a strange email, and I erased it. I need to go back and find it, I guess, but it was a survey group, and Brandon may know something about this. Surveying, wanting to know your sign up petition to move the scale house out of New Waverly.
I saw that.
I didn't see that.
And I erased it, but I mean, you have a DPS presence in the back door of the school, you know, down there.
Right.
I don't know why. Well, I do know why, but
You do know why. You did that sucker. Don't act like you don't know why. I'll give it back to you.
You know, I mean, in reality, it's a presence, you know, down there. I mean, their response time, if something did happen at the school, is just, I mean,
Second,
quick,
Yeah.
you know?
we're probably wandering a little bit. Right?
Yeah, so that, I mean, it was kind of that it hit me just out of the blue that they had this petition going on to move the scale house.
I didn't
Yeah.
get that.
You know? Yeah. It was like a chance.com or chase.com.
I didn't get it.
Hell, they got between, it shouldn't remove us from defunding cops, man. Come on.
I didn't see it. Did you get it?
I hadn't seen it, but I've been told about it.
All right, anything else?
That's out of Grand Ranch, what I've been told.
That'll be the first one to call somebody.
I mean,
Bob's just gonna be able to, all he can do,
Well,
you know?
I know we're not creating any more positions. I didn't,
Yeah. He just,
I was sitting here thinking, you know,
I mean, he's doing fabulous stuff. in
He's
the
doing
community out
great.
there. He absolutely is.
you know, can we explore you got a pretty good relationship with the college. Can we explore something
they
like
have
that?
a
or-
full department up there. They came over and covered when Bob was out for his hip or knee replaced. And we transferred those phones to our office and they didn't, we didn't get a ton of calls.
Good.
So and that was for what, 6 weeks or so?
Yeah, so that's how I was kind of
Maybe
asked him if he had intern opportunities or whatever. So if there's some place he can partner with, even putting the word out for a, you know, volunteer person to show up and sit there with him. I mean, he's right next door to that building that has volunteers there too.
And we
So,
do have one or two that comes visits at Hearts.
Mhm.
So there's a lot of other opportunities just in our office.
Yeah.
I mean, there's probably 6 people in the one at the college and then have the visitor ones that come and.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
okay. All right, public comment,
All the public left.
questions from media, Lisa? Anything else from Commissioner's Court? All